Hello, everyone. Welcome to Friday Night Fights. I am not Shawn Morris. I'm Jace, and I am casting here because we're actually going to get to watch Shawn play tonight. As always, we got.
Yeah, welcome everyone.
Yep. How you been doing
Looks
tonight,
like we
Joe?
got a looks. I'm good. Looks like we got a decent crowd in the chat tonight. It says 24 people. That's awesome. Welcome everybody. Hope you guys are excited. Tonight we're going to feature double AAT Grievous list that Shawn's playing. I think it's the same list he's going to be playing in the tournament tomorrow.
I
And
think
then
so.
we've got a Veers ATST double bike list. So something a little more unconventional but interesting.
Yep.
How you doing tonight, Jace? You hyped? You having a
Oh
good
yeah.
week so
Oh
far?
yeah. I have. I'm ready. I'm ready to finally get to watch a game instead of having to play all these.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm hyped, man. It's Gen Con week. Not
Yeah.
only big announcements for Legion, but big announcements for a lot of other games that I am into as well. So
Yeah.
tomorrow we got the Gen Con online tabletop simulator tournament. Shawn will be playing in that, so we're going to be keeping an eye on that all day. And we also have the another Legion stream. So hopefully we get to deep dive a little bit into the new unit cards and stuff for Anakin and Maul and
Oh
whatnot.
yeah.
So why don't we take a look at the table and see what these guys got going on, how they're setting up.
Yep. So Joe, do you want to take us through one of these lists?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm having a hard time seeing them. So if you could read them,
Oh yep.
and
Sure.
then maybe we could talk about them.
Cool. So on the Empire side, we got General Veers, only kitted out with Commanding Presence. We have a Stormtrooper with the HH-12 Recon Intel and frag grenades. Another Stormtrooper with a T-21B, just a T-21 Recon Intel and frag grenades. A third Stormtrooper unit, this time with no heavy, just the R4 Astromech and frag grenades. A fully kitted out Death Troopers with the DLT, the config, frag grenades, and Recon Intel. 2 units of naked speeder bikes, and a fully kitted out ATST with Vice and all 3 hard points.
Okay. And then Shawn's just got 2 AATs and Grievous, which is all you really need to know, right?
That's basically his list.
And a bunch of naked B1s, right?
Yeah. Yep, 2 AATs, both with high energy shells. Grievous, aggressive tactics, endurance, and his Annihilator. 1 B1 droid with an uplink, and then 5 naked B1s.
Awesome. And what objective and deployment and such are we looking at here tonight?
So today we have got clear conditions, advance positions, and intercept the transmissions.
Okay, nice. So intercept the transmissions, interesting for both players because neither of them can score using their vehicles.
Yep.
So, really have to leverage keeping those troops alive and using them to score the objectives. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Now, I've seen Shawn's list many times and I like it. I've played against it. I think it's a really strong list. Adam's list, on the other hand, I have some questions about it, but I guess we'll have to just wait and see how it plays out. I mean, in my opinion, going all in on like 4 units with frag grenades is probably not generally that useful. We'll have to see how many times he actually is able to use frag grenades, but this is an objective where you have to condense on an area.
Exactly.
So maybe he'll get some mileage out of that, hopefully. But I probably would have rather liked to see maybe aggressive tactics on Veers and electro binoculars and maybe a link targeting array on the ATST.
Yep.
Yeah. But he made the choice to go with a bunch of frag grenades. We'll have to see if he could get value out of that.
Yep.
I haven't seen Vice in a while, but I'm excited to see if he could do some damage.
Yeah, it's a lot of
some split firing.
Yeah, it's a lot of points in one unit, but if the dice roll well, it can do lots of work.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so it looks like players still setting up here.
Yeah, I think they're.
Can you maybe pop us over to the
I guess we let out.
Can you maybe pop us over to the overhead shot
You
just so we can see where
bet.
those objectives are?
So those are our three
Yeah,
objectives.
give us a better.
Yeah.
So players needing to be fully within range 1 of those. So those are represented kind of by a circle, with the center point being where the actual objective marker is for intercept the transmissions. So
Yep.
yeah,
I believe
think
it's
players
I believe intercept is at range 1.
at range 1. Okay,
Yeah,
there
so-
you go. So unit leader needs to be just essentially touching range 1. Yeah, so as long as they're against the border of those objectives. And the recon intel is interesting because it allows those stormtroopers to push up and kind of get in position really early. I'm guessing that Shawn is probably going to concede the middle point on turn 2, and then maybe try to make a late game push.
Yep.
Is my guess. But we'll have to see how this plays out. You could tell the guys if they're ready to show command cards. I mean, we could just jump right into it. I'm ready to go.
They are. So we're just going to jump into turn 1, and you guys can flip those whenever you're ready. So it looks like we have assault for Shawn versus push from Adam.
Okay. Adam winning priority here. Shawn gonna probably have a fully controlled army as you would expect with the CIS and on a 3-pip turn. That's pretty common. So
Yep.
I'm guessing he's gonna go with orders on the 2 tanks and the 3rd order maybe on one of the B1s and keep Grievous in the bag, I'm guessing.
I agree. That's exactly what I would do if I'd played that.
Yep.
All
right.
So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 5 to 3 to 2.
Shawn just walking Adam through what he's doing.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of, it can be kind of confusing for someone who's never played against or played CIS too often to be like, oh man, how did you get so many orders on the table?
Yeah.
Where are we seeing the orders going down for Adam?
Yeah, so it looks like Shawn gave to Grievous his B1 chain, and then it must have been one of the tanks.
Okay.
And because the other one's out of range, he says. And
Gotcha.
then looks
Makes
like with
sense.
Adam, I think we saw one on a unit of speeder bikes.
Both bikes.
Both bikes are what we got.
Both bikes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And going first, he's
So
going with that
opting-
one unit bikes.
Opting to control the bikes here.
Yeah.
Actually going early with the bikes, which is interesting. I thought he would issue them orders probably to hold him back. So now he's got to fish for that ATST out of the bag, which means it's not always going to be guaranteed a spotter aim from Veers, which, I think it kind of needs with Vice, but, we'll see.
Yeah,
All right,
especially
so we
especially
got a
without
bike doing
especially without
Yep.
LTA.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So going with the compulsory move here. Looks like he's going to be kind of skirting along the board edge. I'm worried that if he dives too deep with these bikes, the tanks are just going to kill them really quickly.
Yeah, that's my fear too. If he just gets into range 5 or even range 6, those tanks can just move up. 16 red dice, they can do a lot to any unit.
Yeah, totally. All right. Okay, so taking his first compulsory move, I think we're gonna. I don't know if he's in range to shoot anything without moving again, so it looks like he is measuring, using the movement tool again. Maybe he's just gonna try to go for the triple move and hide behind that building. That might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Maybe,
although there is one tank back there that could potentially come up and see them, but
yeah, true. Man. Those tanks just daunting as usual. I love that model.
Yeah, they are an amazing model.
Yes.
So it looks like we did.
All right. So
double.
Yeah, looks like compulsory move, and potentially another move.
I think he's just going to do a compulsory then double move.
Yeah, compulsory double move.
Okay, yeah, kind of what I figured. Maybe just trying to keep them safe. Now, Vincent in the chat saying 785 points. Huge bid if this is a Gen Con TTS list. That will be major. I'll tell you what, Vincent, I'll let you in on a little secret that I think Shawn won't care that I shared just because the lists have already been submitted at this point. I think he was actually looking at a 22-point bid at first.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
And he actually... Yeah, and because when we were playing, he was going with like a massive bid and testing that out. And I think basically in a double AAT list, the objectives and the board edge are so important. But I still think 15 points is going to beat most people's bid, except for maybe some of the Rebel players.
Yes. Yeah.
Rebels can easily bid 20 all day, and I think a lot of people are going to if they're going to play Rebels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that double AAT needs that bid for is deployments, because its biggest weakness is secret mission.
Yes. Yes.
Because you can't barrage R2, because once you give him a suppression, you're screwed there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough, and they don't. It's like you basically have to. You like the problem with R2 threatening secret mission against double AAT is like your only answer is really Grievous, and that could force you just to pull Grievous really far out of position.
So it looks like
all right. Looks like some dice coming in here.
So it looks like Shawn moved up and is shooting some shells into that unit of bikes from that back AAT.
So 4 down to
Okay, interesting. 4
down to 3 native cover, 1 on the bikes. This could be a dead bike here.
Could be a bike. Yeah, could be a bike. See 2 blinks on screen.
Yeah, and 1 save. So we got a bike left on 1.
Okay, I'm going to then recover on my shells.
Alpaz coming in with, wait a minute, Shawn plays Legion? Yeah,
yes.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, yes, Alpaz.
He does.
Shawn dabbles sometimes.
Yeah. And then Chris Kerr saying, love the overlays. Yeah, we do too. I think they look great. Robert's saying I could possibly see a 25 to 28 point bid in future tournaments. And you know what? I fully agree with that. I've been thinking just in general, there's a lot of room to cut like one thing and get a massive bid. As much as I love C3PO, I think cutting C3PO to get a 15 point bid is worth it.
Yes.
And there's plenty of examples of that. I don't even think you need to cut activations. I think you can just cut the heavy off of one squad and be like, okay, now I have a 20-point bid.
And you have a back
And I think that's total. Yeah, exactly. And that's something we really didn't see a lot of in the early days of Legion, but I think the more and more people are experimenting with these new objectives, I think the more and more people are going to start doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
So it looks like Adam's going with this unit of stormtroopers in the middle. Now I believe that is the HH-12 unit. So they aren't going to get the fire this turn.
Yeah, reminder, that's because the weapon is cumbersome. So if you move, you cannot shoot it. However, you can still shoot white dice, but I don't know if they're going to have range to anything. So I think they're just going to move up, take the safe position behind that wall, and sit tight.
They moved up. They took a standby.
Okay.
And Shawn is going to go with one of his B1 units.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Interesting.
You look at your dude just to verify that shot's not happening. I can see.
So I think he's trying to see.
We hear players
I
discussing.
can only see the wounded guy.
Goals here.
So I'm gonna take an
Yeah,
aim
I
shot.
think he's trying to see if he can see that back wounded bike.
Okay, so what I'll say is this. Typically in a list where you have a bunch of naked ones, your general strategy is to pretty much hide them for the early turns. However, Shawn just having the opportunity to take these shots, the bikes have already activated. He doesn't even need to move the B1s. He can just fish for some crits with those white dice. Why not take the shot?
Yeah, there's nothing else to shoot them. I mean, they're hidden from everything but the bikes right now.
Yeah.
So, but it looks like it was just 2 hits that were eaten by cover.
Move them. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Don't need to move them. Don't need to, force them out of position this early. But if you can fish for a shot, why not? Tyler's saying the more missions and objectives that come out over time, the greater bids will increase. I agree. I agree because I
yep.
think that, yeah, if we see like a third objective pack, I think that's going to be even more of a reason for people to want to bid, right?
Yeah.
To just really solidify what deck they're bringing. And some lists don't care. Some lists are super flexible and play really well on every objective and maybe go for bodies or firepower, and that's totally fine too.
Well, you totally are.
Yeah, I would love to see a third objective pack come out.
Yeah, totally are.
I think it's going to happen eventually.
I agree. I think give it a year or two and we'll see another objective
Yeah,
pack.
I think this is going to be it's the way that it's really a way for the developers to kind of do like a soft reboot to Legion on like an annual basis maybe.
Yeah.
Instead of the the Games Workshop codices and stuff that have to, or the the tournament book that you have to buy every year. Hey, at least we get a new thing full of plastic that we get to glue together if we want to. Shawn getting just a hit or just a surge, looks like, which is
Yep.
you just see the bite early and just. I think with bites, you want to issue them orders and hold them back and go late with them. I don't think you want to just activate them first because you often overextend them on turn one, and then it's like, oh, my whole army's going to shoot at you till you're dead. And maybe that's a good distraction, but maybe not. I don't know. So
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll
It
have to
could be a
see
good
here.
distraction, but you're throwing away some of your biggest sources of impact if you're doing that.
exactly.
Now, in a list that
and
doesn't
there's
have
75 points. So
yeah, and in a list that doesn't have a bunch of
Yeah.
armor, it doesn't really matter. But if you're facing a list like double AAT,
Right.
you need every source of impact and surge to crit you can get.
I agree. I definitely agree. Man, one thing to note about AATs, especially in the late game, is especially for games like Intercept and Key Positions, is they're just displacement machines.
Yep.
They can just drive on top of your troopers' heads and push them off of stuff, and people always underestimate that. And it's like, man, if you don't kill them, or at least kill one, I mean, you could be in a world of trouble.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
looks
they
like
just-
some stormtroopers moving through some difficult terrain here.
Yep. Looks like probably a double move to get from the back to the front there.
Yep. And they should still be backcapping, I think, from the objective token there, it looks like.
So if we jump over, it looks like, yes, they will be capping that objective.
Yeah.
So it looks
I
like,
love that overlay, man. That makes it so easy to tell.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
real nice.
Yeah.
It's a real nice overview. I know Shawn's been putting a lot of work into it, so he's proud of that one.
Sure. All right, so Shawn probably just going to keep going with B1s, I'm guessing, right? Every opportunity to just plink at those bikes.
Yeah.
I mean, if he gets a crit, he might just take that back bike out.
Yeah, and I mean, what else are those B1s going to be doing this turn anyway?
Exactly.
It's turn
They're
one.
not going to do anything, right?
I mean, if he's done that with
Yeah.
2, he obviously
'Cause-
isn't going to commit to the center yet.
Right, and you do not want to just throw B1s away for no reason. Like, there's no
No.
reason to march them forward into Stormtroopers this early.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shawn doing some range measuring here, kind of maybe assessing what the range on those Stormtroopers is going to be. Now, keeping in mind that the HH-12 does shoot at range 4.
Yeah, and I think Grievous is back behind that rock, so I think that's why he's measuring there.
Maybe taking a look and seeing, he's going to go up
I think he's going to scale.
to a scale.
Yeah.
So maybe he's going for the aggressive dive in and saying, you know what, I don't even care. I'm going to try to take a pistol shot.
Yeah.
In the middle. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, it's Annihilator. It's 2 black, 2 white. Eh?
Beautiful
So do I get to hit
two
you now
measure.
when you're in-
Still gets an action because this is a
yes,
free.
you're standby. Yeah.
Yep,
Oh,
and,
yes.
and I think they just realized that there's a standby there, so I think,
Trigger to standby.
Yeah, sure. I was all excited.
yeah.
Yeah, you were. I never get to it. It is right.
Oh man, Shawn taking the move back, a classic
Okay.
bro move on Adam's part. I don't know if.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. Gonna have to give Shawn some crap for that little cheat move there. This is yes,
Yeah.
that's funny.
For people still tuning in, we got the list up here now too, so you can see. Yes, there is indeed Matt Kish and HH12 in the Empire list here.
Yeah.
I'll just hang out with him, actually. I'll just dodge this turn. Okay. We'll just take the dodge.
So it looks like Shawn's just going to take a dodge and sit behind that wall back there with Grievous.
If that was all I accomplished today, then I'm Grievous slightly scared. I'm so happy.
Well, this early,
Adam is saying if all he accomplishes today is keeping Grievous scared, he's happy. That's the win to him.
That's the guy we were waiting for.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, the only problem is, Adam, if you're going to move...
Trevor is asking, do you guys have any how to play videos? Joe, I think you could probably answer this one.
I don't think we have any very specific how to play videos right now, but we do have tons and tons of information over the last nearly 60 episodes of our podcast. I have been hearing more and more requests for that, so I think we're going to start doing some stuff like that on our YouTube channel. Maybe not a how to play Legion from
well, yeah, that's the thing, right? Because best I got is 4. You're still
enough of those videos on YouTube already, but maybe we can do some tactics style stuff, how to set up standby traps or how to use force push to get in and out of melee and protect yourself. Little stuff like that. I think we're gonna little 10-minute videos. We've already been talking about working on stuff like that, and both Shawn and I have the capability to record those now.
Yeah.
So definitely keep an eye on the Legion Academy YouTube page in the future for some stuff like that. But here's the other thing. We're currently having a web developer basically rebuild our website and make it much, much better. And I think we're going to use the website as a means to house a lot of that kind of content that we'll be putting out in the future. So stay tuned on that. We're definitely working on it for sure.
Yep. Cool. And it looks like we just saw an ATST move up.
Now he should be in range to do something, I would guess.
I mean, if anything, the mortar must be in range. But I think what happened was he displaced Veers moving up, so they just had to move Veers back. Because Veers is now sitting back behind that head.
We're here dodging.
Yeah. Man, I just it's unfortunate that the ATST didn't have control this turn and Veers couldn't even spotter it.
Yeah.
But maybe that's not the worst because I don't really think it's going to shoot all of its weapons anyway.
No, if anything, it'll probably shoot its main gun in the mortar, but I doubt it will get to range 3 if anything.
I can see half of them, essentially.
Yep, so it'll still be heavy cover, but it will be 2 suppression will be at them, so.
Yep. Otherwise, I can see your 2 guys.
I think Adam's just trying to pick which droid unit he wants to try to snipe some guys out of.
3 white dice, and they'll take 2 suppression.
Yeah.
That'll be the main thing for that.
All right, let's go to group balls.
Now, the one thing with taking...
I'll tell you what,
Sorry, I should have done that.
Go ahead.
Yep. The one thing with taking General Vice is no hammers pilot, which means all those surges, and there's no aggressive tactics, so that's not helping either. So
I hate it.
Yeah, so
I'm not a fan. But hey, all right, so we got a roll coming out. I can't see what it is.
Yeah, we're just getting them to move it to the center, and it looks like a mortar shot with 2 hits.
So heavy cover,
which will just be 2 suppression as heavy cover.
Fair enough. So a very uneventful ATST play on turn 1, but that's okay. I think it's now set up in a decent position to maybe rain down some fire in the next turn. Hopefully Veers could get close to it and actually spotter it. But yeah, this is why I just fundamentally do not like running Vice now that the Hammers pilot exists. It's just
I agree.
We've had this conversation before. It's like you put a Hammers pilot, you put 1 or 2 of the guns. I would never take the grenade launcher. It's not worth it. So either the twin blaster or the mortar or both. You take linked targeting array. You get the ATST in order every turn so that it gets its aim from that. You spotter it with Veers so it gets a second aim from that. you take an aim action, so it gets a third aim, and then you roll 9 dice, surging. You're very likely getting 9 hits like every single time.
Yep.
And just anything less than that, I just think makes the thing not really worth its price. There's really like 1 or 2 ways to build it right now, I think.
Yeah, and the problem with Vice is you have to add so many extra points to even use him on top of his 10-point cost.
There's 7.
Right, and he doesn't surge.
Light cover takes it down to 6.
I don't know. Oh, that was a big rollout.
Yeah, that was a massive high energy shell shot into.
What was he shooting
Let's
at?
see. I believe he was shooting at
Death Troopers.
Death Troopers, yeah.
Okay. And I'll say this: without a medic in this list, any failed save is disgusting. Now,
And I think that's 2 dead Death Troopers.
2 dead Death Troopers.
That is massive.
Yeah, that is massive. There's no medics. I think if you're running Death Troopers, maybe try to find room for medics. That's kind of always been the strategy since the early days of the Death Trooper release. I've always seen Death Trooper lists take a medic or 2 because their minis, their models themselves are so valuable that you're by reviving a dead one with a medic, you're paying less points than the model itself is worth. I'm pretty sure a Death Trooper model, when you're fully kitting them up, it's something like 35 points per model, and you could pay 19 points for a medic and bring 2 of them back. You know, so yeah, without that, that hurts. Those body, it's like losing.
Yeah.
It's like losing an ARC Trooper or something right now.
Droids there. Droids.
All right, so
There's another token there for droids. So 4 more droids.
Yeah, taking Death Troopers with a medic, it's just because
Yeah,
you're going to fail some saves.
Yep.
But yeah, Robert coming in here saying he wants to like the ATST, but it just isn't as reliable as he'd like it to be for the points. I think there are certain builds with the ATST that you can get that make it very, very reliable and hit very hard.
Yeah.
But it needs to be the focus piece of your list. You can't take another focus piece. It has to be it.
Yeah.
You need Astromech supporting it. You need Veers handing out aims. You need Link targeting array.
And we're going to throw whatever we have. Okay.
And then you need troopers to cover off its weaknesses of if you lose blue and you need to take objectives.
Yeah. So
Right.
See those 3, and then the other ones are here, here, and here. So I will have heavy.
So it looks like Adam's trying to go with the Death Troopers now, trying to get them gone before he loses any more.
So, yep. And you are range
Okay.
4. Yep.
So range 4 looks like he'll have to be tapping the config and shooting into a unit of battle droids
2 red and
hitting
white and 2 black.
back behind those stacks of TIE Fighter pilots or TIE Fighter cockpits, I think they are.
Okay.
Yep.
Got dice roll coming here. What do we got?
Should be 2.
So
cover. So
after cover goes to 1. They
One
made 2
hit.
hits.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
2 hits and a crit.
No surge tokens.
And that's a dead droid. They did not have a surge token.
Ouch. That is not a favorable trade for the Death Trooper.
No.
Just deleted 6 points. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. So question to the chat, if you guys are out there and you play Empire, are you still running Death Troopers? And if so, do you run them with medics, or how do you like to build them? Do you put them in a Veers list, a Krennic list, an Iden list?
Iden list.
Yeah. I do love Iden's command card with Death Troopers, giving them tactical, right? Doesn't it give them tactical?
Yep, tactical and steady.
Yeah, tactical, steady, turns their move into a speed 1, but they double move with 2 aims. I mean, they have precise 2, so they're re-rolling 4 dice with 2 aims.
8 dice.
Pretty juicy, pretty juicy.
Man, part of me with that card wants to try full scout trooper units and just shooting, if I can get them up there unharmed, 10 black with 2 aims.
Yeah, and a surge token likely from aggressive tactics.
Yep,
Man,
and a pierce.
Yeah, I've been talking about Scout Troopers ever since that, we got the spoiler for Iden. I'm like, oh man, and you can even like put them into a Gav tank or something to push them forward, keep them a little bit safer. There's like, I don't know. I think it's unexplored territory right now. A lot of people still thinking Scouts are bad, but they might not be so bad if you start seeing plays like that being made.
Yep.
I think Empire just is like so scared of white saves.
Yeah, that's the problem. When everything else has a red save,
Oh man,
why would you take the white?
Right.
Not currently.
Right.
I'm not sure what here looks like, but
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yep. Not forgetting though that they can just go up on top of this building,
Right, yeah.
or just strafe directly sideways on top of this.
So I think Sean's just giving Adam a little lesson on how the AAT movement works. Can be confusing to some.
It's
Yeah,
just speed one.
Definitely
I'm only
very
speed one,
mobile.
I'm speed two, yes.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah, I
move on
think-
top of stuff because of its height. Yeah.
Yeah, I think on this table, the only thing it couldn't move on top of is that triangular building right up there at the top.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty nasty.
But it can go over and on top of anything else in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So I think Adam was doing a rally roll there.
Rally on Veers.
Rally on Veers.
Yes.
Now, unfortunately, he wanted this before the ATST went so that he could have given it that aim.
Right.
You know what, Adam actually pulled a leader here in my last pull there, so that's unfortunate. I'm actually pulling. Not paying attention.
Sean's cheating already. He's taking his unit leaders off as his first
Well,
casualties.
It's actually the Adams benefit if you want
Man,
they're closer now.
Sean's cheated twice in this
Standing
game.
over all the
I
Right.
think we're gonna have to
hard
give
to
him
see
a
all the
hard
lines.
warning.
Right?
That might be. Where's Bob? We need to get Bob in here
Yeah.
Exactly.
to assign Sean a point.
Cheat number 1, he brought an AAT. Cheat number 2, he brought a second one.
Well, cheat number 3, he moved Grievous into standby and said, "You know what? I'm gonna just like take that move back."
Teleport.
After I've moved my model, yeah, so much cheating.
Yeah. I think Shawn was rallying with one of his B1 droids and just did there.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Now, is he going to try to go for the bike again?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. He's going for the bike again.
I'm not surprised here. Not surprised. Robert saying, did Shawn warm up his dice before game? Dust him off? I don't know. Sean's been known to microwave his dice.
So, if you didn't know, for the past 3 or 4 weeks, we've only actually been using Shawn dice here. So, if anybody watched last week and saw those 15 in a row clone saves in 2 rolls, that was Shawn's dice. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
He does get the crit.
Yeah.
So it's all or nothing.
It's been so hot out here this week that I don't think he's been microwaving them. I think he's just been leaving them in his car.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Just naturally been melting. Oh, he got the bike. He clipped it with
Yep.
a single crit. Man, B1s can occasionally do something even without a heavy.
Yeah, you throw enough white dice, you're going to get a crit
Yeah.
or 2.
Statistically, if you're going to throw 36 white dice, you're probably eventually going to crit once.
Yep. And it only took him 24. So,
Yeah.
No, that was only 18.
oh, only 18. 18.
18. All right.
Yeah. So he only should have got 2 1/4 crits there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's rough. 2 Death Troopers and a bike down already.
Yeah. And I think 0 casualties on Sean's side, right? Or
One
what,
battle
a
droid.
single battle droid, yeah.
Yeah.
From that Death Trooper shot. Ouch.
Yeah.
See, I have an original plan, and then I stray from it. So I'm just going to go for it.
So Matt's asking if the AAT can see right over those runes in front of them. Yes, they can. They can see over pretty much everything here except for, as we said before, that big piece of terrain in there. It's the only thing that's taller than their turrets as well.
I can't really see over this.
You can't really see over it?
No.
Okay.
Hey, Jace, can you give us a top down so we can see this bike move a little bit better?
You bet. So I think the bike, yep, there it is, coming in just at the bottom.
Yep, so it looks like he went for a compulsory, and then I think he's going to go for another triple move here.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get both of his bike units to swing around behind all of Shawn's army.
Which, not a bad call. I mean, if he can start deleting some B1s, that's going to be really detrimental for Shawn. And but just look at those blob of bodies. It's always so intimidating.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It looks like another B1 unit failed to rally.
Okay. Not super big of a deal because they're still getting their 2 actions, and they're getting Grievous's courage. Shawn doing some measuring here, maybe just shuffling some things around.
I'm gonna keep this guy completely.
Yeah.
No, I cannot.
I think he's trying to just hide his unit.
Too far away.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna put 5 shots into the Death Troopers.
Oh, nope, he's shooting the Death Troopers.
All right, fishing for some crits or something on the Death Troopers. I respect it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hattie, because
I think I'm taking
Heavy
Potential
cover,
little blanket.
2 crits.
Oh, nasty. Okay,
Whoa.
let's see here.
Whoa.
Let's see here. 67% chance to save. Will they do it? Will they double save?
Oh, makes a save.
Double block.
I see. Double block. Okay.
Yeah.
But after in the Death Troopers with some suppression, I do see the commanding presence on Veers, meaning he is getting that larger command bubble. But I think it just applies to issuing orders, or does it apply to his whole command range?
I'm pretty sure it's just issuing orders.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember because I see that card used so infrequently.
Yeah.
They're gonna hang out of the line of sight there. I'm gonna.
Yeah. Now, the only unit outside of his command range for
That's it.
courage purposes is probably the Death Troopers, which
Yeah.
doesn't matter too much because they're the same courage.
True.
Because those bikes can't run away.
Commanding presence.
Yep. But that's not for courage. That's
No,
just
I
yep.
for issue.
So
Yeah.
Ben coming in with Bob's assigning points to Shawn and Spirit. Thanks, Bob. And also I'm sorry to ask, but what are we playing tonight battlefield wise? We've got clear conditions, so we've seen some early turn 1 shots. We've got intercept the transmissions, and I believe it was advanced positions for deployment.
Yeah, we've got them right here. So we got advanced positions,
Mm-hmm.
clear conditions,
Yep.
and intercept.
And it is still turn 1, and it looks like Adam is currently set up to potentially score at least 2 of the objectives next turn if he doesn't lose those bodies. And Shawn maybe only getting his back cap right now, and I think Shawn is probably just planning on conceding the middle, at least on turn 2. I don't think there's any reason for him to push out. Usually an army like this probably just passes the middle off on intercept and then goes for the late game push as the attrition starts to set in. But we'll have to see here what the play is. So is this turn 2? We're going right into command cards?
Yeah, so it looks. Yep, so we're ready to go into turn 2. The guys are all ready.
Just to recap, we saw some Death Troopers die. We saw 1 of 2 bikes die, like a half of a bike unit, and then Shawn lost a single B1.
Yeah, so we're down to B1, 2 Death Troopers and a bike, and we got Max
Firepower versus Supreme Commander. So I think Shawn wanting to leverage Guardian here, maybe intending to dive creeps in.
Yeah, I think
Grievous as trooper.
I think he's getting ready to.
Firepower,
Well,
yeah,
he's
maximum
like, he's
firepower,
awesome.
always good, right?
Yeah.
If I'm Adam, I might just use this to try to delete some B1 bodies.
And then
Yeah.
Grievous is going to gain a surge.
I don't know.
For
Yeah.
each of the.
I think Shawn's trying to use Supreme Commander so that he's able to dive Grievous in the middle without worrying about any more standbys or any big ATST
Yes,
shots.
so I have these 3 plus tank.
Yeah.
And those HH12 squads are looking like a nice, juicy turn 3 target for this one.
Oh, exactly.
1, 2.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
And then the aggressive tactics will go here and here. And then aggressive.
So it looks like Shawn's given to Grievous and started off his V1 chain, leaving his tanks in the bag. And
Right, I do believe it's what, Grievous and 1 trooper is what
Yeah.
the order goes.
I believe it's 2 troopers, so I don't even think it has to be
Oh
Grievous.
yeah, that's right. It is 2 troopers. Yep.
What's that for the
Yeah.
so it's the guys that are up front here are going to take the additional because it's just there it is.
And I believe so. Grievous looks like he
So
has
Grievous gains 1 surge token for
4
each
surge
other,
tokens
while
on
another
him from that.
range has a
1 from
token.
aggressive tactics,
They
3
can
from his
cover
card.
Yep.
So I have these two.
Keeping so the card basically says for every friendly trooper unit in range one of you
But
gain a
it's,
surge. So
Yeah.
like
Grievous
they gained
stacking up
two,
the surges.
and
He's really defensive this turn. He doesn't care about taking a shot or two. Most likely, he's probably got endurance to weather off a couple surprises if he needs to. And he's still in a safe spot to just sit there with his face up order and just kind of wait and go late, you know.
Yep.
So exposing himself. The problem with maximum firepower, as usual, is with a lack of uplinks, it's hard to have order control, right? So this could potentially mean more dead bikes or something else. Shawn has a very controlled bag. I believe it's just the 2 tanks in his.
Yep, just the tanks. Yep. And the other
Yeah.
thing too is with Shawn losing priority here, he's already up activation, so he can dive Grievous in last.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
You got my full tank there. Just
Dive Grievous last
Similar
for a
inside.
pistol shot and then immediately leverage that into a whip next turn and just try to start chopping.
50% of my
Yeah.
coverage. I'm just curious. I'm gonna have any cover or not.
You can-
You can.
I can see probably 3/4 of the blade. I can see probably half of the upper body, and then all of the like gun and turret.
Okay.
Not the base though.
So no, you don't think I have cover here? What you're saying?
Okay, well, at least like light cover.
Well, Jace, just can maybe give us a cover shot here, or just a.
Players
Yeah.
discussing cover. Jay's going to give a cover ruling real quick.
This is half of the size of the height here. So I just want to. It's on this side. Jace, this side. Yeah, just look from Veers. So I don't know if we got any cover on this tank.
Veers to the tank. Because none of this is area trained. This is all just
It's all just heavy cover.
heavy cover.
Yeah.
Because it's not half your model.
No, then if it's not half.
Do you want to just point over? Where's the center of your base at? Just right there. There. Yeah, I can see past the center there.
Okay, then no cover.
Yeah.
Okay. So 4 dice coming at me.
Maximum firepower shot, determining whether or not there's cover. Who's being shot at, Jace?
So this is Veers max firepowering that gray AAT with no cover.
Yeah, are you gonna reroll the other 2?
Okay.
So impact 2 on this, so 2 of those will turn to
I can do
crits.
3, right? Because I got precise.
Well, you won't impact 3 then, so like you
Oh,
want to
okay,
keep
that's like
2
you
aside. Yeah, keep 2 aside and reroll the other 2.
Okay, going with a
No, so just
reroll here to see if we can get a 3rd crit. So 2 crits. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
still just 2.
Still-
And that'll be a wound on the tank.
a wound on this tank. I don't know if I love that choice because I don't know how many more shots at that tank Shawn's just gonna give.
Yeah.
But you know, there is still an ATST on the board. I mean, they have a lot of impact, so maybe he can move into range and.
Yeah. If that HH12 lives, it can hopefully put a few wounds through.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know if it's gonna. Because I don't know if it can see right now. Right? Isn't it like behind a line of sight blocker?
Yeah, so the HH12 is that one that's right in the middle that Shawn's measuring to now.
Right, and
So-
yeah.
It can see over the tank though, or over it and see the tank, because the tank is tall enough, I believe, that it's able to look up enough and see it.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, man, I would try to activate them early because.
I don't really want to.
Yeah, but again, Adam's all at the draw of his bag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I have barrage weapon up. Not. I'm gonna do a little bit of a risky play here. A little bit of a risky play, just because I have to control the range on you this entire game. So I'm going to go here, pull that. Correct.
So Shawn's going to the bag, pulling a tank.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm gonna do
So
is
it looks like he's going with that gray one.
Gonna barrage
Death
something, I'm
Troopers with
guessing.
light cover.
Yeah.
With main weapon.
Yeah, so AI attack.
Yeah.
With 3, which will go to 2.
So doesn't that heavy?
Sorry, I forgot you still have expression. Yeah, that's correct. That will be, it'll just be 1. Just one.
So he's going into
One-
the Death Troopers.
One crit on the Death Trooper.
Yep.
2 lose.
And that is a fail.
Oh, man.
Down to
Ouch.
2 Death Troopers left, the leader and the DLT.
So then, Adam, you're gonna need to come over here, and you're gonna be able to do a displace on my guys. What I'm gonna do is
All
I'm
right.
gonna go
And it
back.
looks like Shawn is driving over some of his own guys here.
Shawn,
back up.
Shawn making a very interesting and smart play here. I think he's saying, well, there's literally no way those HH-12s can shoot me unless they move.
Yeah.
So go for
Um,
1 from this.
So moving just outside of range 4 to elect to shut down their rocket because it does have cumbersome. So backing up, instead of taking the barrage shot, instead of going for damage, he's going for let's not lose AAT in turn 2.
Yeah.
Smart play, I believe. Smart play for sure. That rocket squad is literally a sitting duck that's probably not going to do much now, besides get chopped up by Grievous, I
Yeah.
think.
I mean, if it lives, it'll score that point, but yeah, I like this play. I like this play.
I really do too. I think that was smart. So displacing some of his own droids, not bad though. Not bad at all. And again, like we said, it could see the tank because of the height. I don't know if it can see B1s over the wall that's in front of its face.
No, I don't think it can see that.
So I think it's stuck just using a standby, which is going to maybe force it to be allowed to shoot Grievous when he eventually scales up. But I don't think Shawn cares because he's got all those tokens.
And those Death Troopers just double rallied after being pulled from the bag.
Nice. Man, I think you just got to keep them safe at this point. Maybe double move them somewhere.
Yeah.
Preserve that 100+ points. What is it, like 120 points or something? I don't know the exact.
125.
Ouch. Yeah, you don't want to lose that squad.
Yeah, no, you want to try to keep those points on the board for as long as you can.
Yeah.
I kind of want to take her more, but the best I got is 4 dice. And one's now only range 3, because unless I tap that. But that would be range 3, right? Because it was for you?
It wasn't. No,
It wasn't
because
quite there.
and the guy was that I believe I killed the guy who was in front of your leader. So
Yeah, so not in range 3, so if he chooses to fire, he can't shoot his leader's gun unless he decides to recover.
Right.
The best again I could do is 4 on you. You're 6.
heavy cover.
Surge, heavy cover. You know what? For what we got to do this round, it's probably even wants to just double move behind here. You're not going to keep them alive.
It's a point scoring round 2.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm thinking.
Now, if this was me, I'd probably do what you said and run with them and hide them. See if I can get them behind some line of sight blocking. Just preserve the point.
Especially bearing in mind too, it's so telegraphed that we're probably likely going to see a turn 3 Grievous 1 pip.
Yes.
So by double moving them where he just did, I think that just made it so that Grievous can shoot them.
Yeah.
Oh man, Grievous with a piercing weapon. We'll see.
Yeah.
See what
You
happens.
still see, but you got heavy cover just because they're taller than that. So
they still have line.
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
You can still see because the silhouettes too, they're like more square now. So
Man, if there's
yeah.
one thing,
I mean, but
if there's
heavy-
one
that's
thing
heavy
that
cover. That's literally where you need to be. So
if there's one thing that we've known for a long time, it's that Death Troopers hate Pierce.
Agreed.
You know,
So
it's their hard counter.
yeah. So Brent's coming in here asking, what do we mean by 20-point bids? Well, Brent.
this is
So
a 15 point. Just
yeah. So Sean's is only a 15-point bid here. What a bid is basically any points you don't take that are less than 800 points is what we call a bid. So Sean's list is only at 785, so we say he has a 15-point bid because he's 15 points off of 800. Now what a bid does is whoever has less points is allowed to choose if they want to be blue player, choose table side, and choose if they want to use their cards.
Right. The big thing there is table side, and also your each player in a standard game of Legion, if you're following the rules, and this is certainly what they do in tournament
Shawn.
play, is
Full bike squad.
Full bike squad.
each player is supposed to bring their own objective deck with 4 objectives, 4 conditions, and 4 deployments. You always use blue players' deck. So what that means by taking a massive bid, like only taking a 785 point list, is you are guaranteeing most likely that you're going to be blue player, which means you get to play the objectives that you've pre-selected in your deck.
I don't know if I can though.
So it's the opponents are forced to play your game that's optimal for your list, and you get to pick which side of the table you want on. So that's huge. I mean, that's and when you have pick lists that are good at certain things, bad at other things, you might want to consider taking a big bid. Guarantee yourself.
Yeah. So it looks like the AAT barraged its first shot and it killed off that last bike in the bike unit.
The single bike should have been the guy that died first. So put your I want to kill this activation.
Yeah. So he killed off the 1 bike activation with 4 hits, down to 3 hits from cover and 3 failed white dice saves. And now it looks like another 3 hits going into the other bike unit.
Okay, so the barrage just coming through big time. Oh, now that's a little better. 1 wound.
Yep, that's a really good save.
Yeah, that is a good save for bikes. Now losing a whole bike unit before it can even activate a second time, it's painful.
Yeah, that bike. Yeah, especially not having that bike unit to do any impact to these 2 tanks.
Mm-hmm. Man, I really would have liked to see a Veers 2-pip on this turn. I think get the 2 orders to the bikes.
Well, but high velocity doesn't care.
It doesn't, but it at least would have given them the ability to go early, because I kind of figured they were just going to die. Here comes the second activation of bikes. Now both tanks have shot, so they're a little bit safer this turn, at least for this turn. I really hope that Adam doesn't shoot the other tank that doesn't have a wound on it. I hope he's not like splitting his effort. But if it were me, I might just consider, especially the way Shawn's playing that tank and backing it up and keeping it away from the ATST and the rocket, I might just consider moving those bikes in such a way where I could just start shooting B1s.
Yeah.
So we're getting a move here. That's the compulsory move, and we'll see what the next 2 actions are going to be. Now he can fly up on top of that building if he wants it.
Yep. And I think that's what he's doing. So it looks like he did his compulsory right up there and is going to
just take a really small movement to just barely be on top of the building, right? So so you can kind of preserve 1 more compulsory move on top of the building if you want it, if that bike unit manages to live through the rest of the turn.
I just don't know if you can see the front 3 without going through.
Yeah, and it looks like he is trying to shoot those B1s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you have to be able to see all of the base of those 3.
First one I can. The one beside him to the left, I can't.
Meaning, if you draw a line of sight from here, do you bisect the building?
Vincent saying you really like the use of red text for limited units. Thanks. Yep.
Thanks,
that was something that something the community had asked for, and we were happy to deliver. Health and wounds, we've discussed that. It's a little tricky to keep track of those, and then the overlay starts to get a little cluttered.
What are you looking for, sir?
True. Yeah, I think we can maybe find that, or maybe just I know Shawn's got like a tool that he built with like a little arrow that can point at stuff. Maybe he can modify that to show wounds, so we can just do checks on units. Okay, we have a bike shot coming in. That was a pretty decent shot.
Yeah, looks like 4 hits.
4 hits.
5 hits.
5. Is he shooting into heavy cover, or did they?
No, it looks like no cover.
No cover.
So 1 natural save, 1 surge to defense with a surge token, 3 dead droids.
Okay. Well, start right. Get those B1s off the table. They're really your objective grabbers. So.
Yeah, well, that's half of that unit down.
Mhm.
The problem is, can the bikes live another round to eliminate the rest of them?
Yes.
I think one of them can, if I'm going to
Yeah.
guess. I'm guessing like all B1s are just going to shoot at them, right? That's their turn. It's just B1 shooting at the bikes.
Yep.
Because the tanks have gone, so they're safe from those crazy tank shots. But yeah, we'll have to see if Shawn's going to get lucky with a bunch of crits or not.
Yeah. So it looks like
I would say that the bikes are probably going to just be sitting in heavy cover, being that they're on top of the building.
yes. Yeah.
So Shawn likely just fishing for crits with all his B1s if he does choose to shoot at them.
Yeah. So it looks like the B1 unit that's going out rallied, and it's an aim shoot,
Yeah.
shooting the bikes. Ooh. There is at least 1 crit there.
Taking 3 saves over cover.
So 2 crits and 3 hits.
Maybe, there you go.
Wow, was that just B1 dice?
Yep, that was B1 dice with an aim, and that is a dead bike.
And then
Wow.
the shifts over to your. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Vincent. Really appreciate that, man. And we'll definitely look into the wound thing, because I'd like that as well. I think that would help a lot. But
Yeah,
man, talk about a nasty rollout from B1s. Who sent those guys to get reprogrammed and learn how to shoot? Man,
Yeah, right. 5 out of 6 on white dice.
yeah, disgusting. Wow. Adam definitely not loving that, I'm sure.
Yeah. And Adam pulls the ATST.
Okay.
So this is going to be interesting.
Let's see. You're beyond range 4. I can see you.
Okay, doing some measuring here.
Yeah.
Man, if I were Adam, I'd really love it if I could see Grievous, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. Can we maybe get a top-down look at this table real quick?
Yes, I was thinking just the same thing.
Yeah, I think Grievous is tucked away in a way where he's just like totally out of line of sight.
Okay.
But man,
Yeah.
if you could take a suppressive quarter shot at him, that always hurts.
Yeah. Range would be a tough one to get on him too, besides the mortar.
So the question is,
Right.
if I were to do standby
Yeah.
and you were to run in my sight, is it like
You can put all 4 into 1 pool.
He's discussing standby. Now,
Standby.
it's only a range 2 standby.
Basically stops
Yeah.
Grievous from
But it
driving.
definitely threatens that Grievous dive. But I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the play. I think if you got the shots, you just take it. The SD.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, the Supreme Commander was played this turn, so if you're able to have a couple B1s there, you can just take all those hits and just throw them off to B1 bodies.
That unit that you hit for 3 is going to go. Rolls
So what did he
So-
end up doing? Did he aim and standby?
He aimed standby, so he's got 2 aims, one from spotter, one from the action, and a
There's
standby.
literally nothing that's going to close into that range 2.
Yeah, the only thing is potentially Grievous. And with that, I don't think you dive Grievous in there.
Well, I don't know if Grievous is even going to trigger it. I think Shawn could probably take a safe path where he kills
Yeah.
Death Troopers and then like just stays outside of range 2. This
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy that you can see.
I would have probably, if I was going to stand by, I probably would have moved up.
Not seen by the same.
But I also probably would have moved up and seen if I can get a range 4 shot on that wounded tank. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll put 2 guys just at range.
No. That would have been tough though, because that tank moved just out of range 4 of that stormtrooper unit in the middle.
So it would have had to move farther than the. Yeah,
farther
that's
than
true.
that, and it would probably have to displace that unit too.
Yeah. Okay, what do we got here?
So it looks like Adam's going to aim standby with the HH-12 unit in the middle.
I'm getting a standby.
I mean, to be honest, I kind of saw that coming once the tank was out of range. I mean, why
I
move
agree.
them? They're holding
Exactly.
active. Like,
Yep, they're doing their
set
job.
up that trap. Yep.
Okay. So Grievous is just going to.
So it looks like we got Grievous now.
Shawn going with Shawn not fearing any sort of reprisal for activating Grievous at this point. I respect
He's
it.
gonna like move.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
all the
Adam's
have gone already, right?
Get to range 2.
Yeah, I think it's just the 2 core units in the back for Adam to go with. I think it's just that and a dead bike unit in his bag.
I'll just move. I'll just take the relentless move. Shoot.
Shooting at the death.
So no aim
So
shot.
skip.
Any sort of
critical. The Death Troopers? Yes.
anything that goes through cover is
So
going to
remember
kill one
the
body.
silhouette. Like this is just a this is just a light.
Yeah.
This is just a like I can still see through this.
Right.
But you have heavy cover.
So they have him playing all those crates as heavy
Critical,
cover.
That's critical
So
1.
he's looking for a
Right?
trigger
So,
surge
but it is
here.
critical 1.
That's very true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is critical 1.
It's 2 white, 2 black, right? For that one? Yeah.
Yep.
Just with the hit, so that was just one.
So 1 hit, so it looks
So
like
those
just
are
a
the cover.
suppression.
Yeah, just a suppression. And then I'm just going to scale back down.
Just a suppression. Okay.
Suppression, and then he's moving
Oh,
back
so
down.
he's not going to go for the turn. He's
No.
not going to go for the turn 3. I get it.
Yep,
Maybe wait
gonna
for
wait.
turn 4.
yep.
I think he really wanted that crit. You know, that's a dead DLT if he would have gotten it.
Yeah. That would have
Yeah.
been massive.
I mean, Death Troopers still stay relatively strong, even with 2 bodies, but
It's true.
it's just risky.
Yeah.
I go here.
Yeah.
I'm going to aim shoot.
Yeah, when they close in on range 2, you know, they're still throwing like, 5 dice with 2 bodies? It's not bad. Okay, so
So this is the B1, another B1 squad aimed shooting into those bikes on the roof. And there is 1 crit going through.
oh my goodness, the B1s have come out to play. Oh man. Okay, fails it. Yeah.
So that last bike is living on 1 wound left.
Living on a prayer,
gosh.
actually.
Okay.
Not great.
Last one, troopers.
Those bikes
Yep.
have seemingly done very next to nothing.
Yeah, no, they've killed 3 B1s so far.
Yeah.
So it looks like we got a trooper unit going.
Standby.
Just dodge standby. Dodge standby on the astromech.
Just holding down the objectives, right?
Yep. Yep.
Ultimately, that's what Star Wars Legion is. It's an objective-based game. You know, you can kill models all day, and it doesn't really necessarily matter if you don't win the objective. So right now, Adam definitely in a much better position than Shawn to score the objectives here. However, 2 very healthy AATs want to start getting a move on in the late game, and they could be really nasty. So
Yep.
I think Shawn is just kind of probably just looking for that last wound on the bike if he can get it. He's probably just going to start doing whatever he can to leverage some B1 shots is what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And also preserve that AI champion.
Yep. Yep. Keep that coordinate alive. Yeah. Now the nice thing is his unit that's taken the most casualties are all on the end of his
Roll
chain.
off this Prussian again. That's 3 for 3.
So
Yeah, so he doesn't even
And we're gonna go ahead and take that.
That's like the best. Oh,
Just an internet thing tonight. So
all right.
let
So
people know
we'll
that
see.
it is-
Some white dice coming in.
yeah. So I think we just had a quick disconnection there, but I think we're back
Want
now.
to go to the other one that has the dice cam?
Yeah. So we've just been having a couple internet issues here tonight. There's been a bunch of power outages. And these B1s are coming
Wow.
in
That's-
clutch.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna guess that that's a dead bike. I'm
Yeah.
guessing one of those two saves is gonna be failed at least, right? Yeah.
And in fact, they're both failed. That is
Oh,
all
man.
the bikes gone.
Man,
Oh
we
my
got
goodness,
AATs
these
for offense. We got
B1s
B1s.
today.
And in the words of Han Solo, don't get cocky, kid, because that's very
Oh.
Sad
unlikely.
writing your guys on the team.
Those B1s, man. This is the thing, man. They're basically a
Oh.
C6. Even naked B1s are still they're just
Yeah,
like
so
a
no,
soulless
I haven't seen it
6.
here.
They throw
Yeah.
6 dice. They crit.
We're gonna just
So,
swing out.
Closing in on the end of turn 2, we have lost on the Empire side 2 units of bikes and 3 Death Troopers for a trade of 4 B1 battle droids.
He's gonna swing
Yeah,
out.
and not even in the same squad.
And not in the same unit. 3 from one and 1 from
Yeah.
another one.
I'm just gonna give you 2
Yeah.
guys.
So
and I'm gonna take a shot.
Sean winning by 150 points on the attrition game right now.
Yeah.
But
2
and crits coming.
one
all
more
day.
crit. One more
No,
crit.
No.
And who's
That's,
this at?
yeah, it's one more crit. I had 2 this surge, but I don't need any damage. So yeah, just 1 crit. on the Death Troopers.
Is
And
this
that was
at
into the Death Troopers. That was at the Death Troopers.
2 guys.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's safe.
The Death Troopers saved though. Their red
Yep.
dice are finally coming
Alright.
out to play.
Yeah. So we know that Sean has nuclear.
Yeah, so you take
dice.
one away.
Yep. This is why we all use his
Yeah.
when we come to play
But-
here.
Yeah. Players doing some cleanup. Wow,
Yeah.
what a
So this is
bloody turn two.
Yeah. So this is a
Yep.
scoring round. So it looks like Adam will be scoring 2 and Shawn will be scoring 1.
Did Sean not
I think if you go to
keep
the main
a, or is there a
overlays-
unit leader under that building that I can't see?
Yeah, the main one with the lists, and then here you can score the points there. So whoever's just clicking, it will highlight them. I like hit the for Adam for 2, so just give them the number 1, 2.
Did-
There you go.
Did Sean actually score on that turn? It was hard to tell at the overhead.
Yeah, I believe he did. I believe he has a B1 droid under the roof there that is scoring. Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
right over
Gotcha.
there. So
Okay.
so that is
Well,
it for turn
2 to 1.
Yep. So they're picking their
You can
cards.
jump back to
Yep.
the booth if you want to go to the booth.
Yep,
Joe,
so
you guys can recap
You got
that.
anything you want to recap that turn, Joe?
Going forward.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say that hasn't been said, I don't think, at this point. It's basically just it was a slaughter fest of B1s rolling way too many crits and doing some damage, taking some bikes off the table.
We got some advice coming in here for Adam. Keith telling him to just fall back and hold the line in regular Empire fashion.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, I don't blame him. That's really good advice because honestly, you got to anticipate that Grievous dive at some point. You know, he's just waiting for it. And if you put too much stuff in the middle too early, you're just giving Grievous, like, it's just bait for him to come chop stuff
Yeah.
up. So,
Now,
Yeah.
the tough part is that Adam already started down in activation, and now he's down 2 more. So now I believe
Yeah.
he's at 6 to Sean's 9.
yeah, so we're in this position now where Shawn is just, he can get orders to his tanks and to Grievous and just really control the pace of this game and decide when he wants to go with his powerhouse units, and that's always a really strong position for a double tank player to be in.
Yes.
So let's go back to the table. Let's see. I'm sure these guys are probably almost ready to go, right?
Yep, so I think we're waiting just on Adam to finish choosing his command card, and then we'll be starting turn 3. In the meantime, Tyler is asking, how do you all prefer to play the AAT in terms of pilots?
None.
Sean's personal preference is 2 tanks with no pilots.
Literally, look at my pilot.
Yes.
He's an upside down dude kicking his legs.
Yeah, Sean's pilot has no idea where he even
This
is.
is how I prefer to run my pilots.
I've seen the pilot used well in a single tank list. If you're able to start your chain off of it, give it to all 6 droids, and end with either a B2 or a commando droid unit.
Correct. I've also seen Lock Dird being made
Yes.
made use of in a double tank list or even a single tank list. But if you're going single tank, I agree. I like the OOM, whatever you want to call it, that pilot. It's
Yeah. So it looks like the guys are ready for cards.
Turn 3.
all right. Go ahead and flip them over, fellas. Let's see what
So-
you got here.
Into turn
Turn 3.
3.
All right, Adam. Ready?
So it looks like we've got standing orders from Adam versus crush them.
Crush that.
So
So-
Adam trying to go last this turn.
Crush
Trying to
them
go
is- Crush them is nasty because even played this early, it's like, well, 2 surges
Veers.
from the 2 dead bikes plus aggressive tactics.
Yeah, if there was a time to play this card, this is a good time.
Yeah.
So Veers
Again,
is-
so
Veers-
Actually, Grievous with 3 surges, extra defensive Grievous, he does not care
we get,
about diving in necessarily.
so both
I mean, I know you got to
Okay,
play it
okay,
safe,
right, so then that's
but
gonna be 2 there. I
research
usually
tokens
do
on
this
Grievous,
here,
I don't think
so
he's
they're gonna be
scared
2,
for
and
to
then
take
the
a
tank's
shot.
also going to
Yep.
take 2 for
No,
damage.
like if one shot, not that bad. You got 8 health, you got red defense dice.
Both,
You'll have a bunch of surge tokens.
Both, things are back up my weapons, the other because I didn't use one and the cycled, and then I'm going to aggressive tactics out as well.
Shawn
So my
reminding Adam that because he barraged his high energy shells are back.
One on the guy
Yep.
over the bridge.
Yep, they are back this turn.
One more to Grievous actually. And that's me, and you are actually. I'm actually first.
You're definitely first. I'm just going
So if we
with
switch
the-
up here, it looks like Grievous at 1 tank and the B1 chain. We're given orders with crush them.
Let's see. I'm gonna
And it looks to be that front unit that was given the order from crush them to get the extra surge tokens.
you read that
Okay.
over?
Yeah, sure.
You got it, sorry. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, 2 and then 1.
Yep, and then it looks like we got the ATST from the Imperials who got the order, which is nice. So now we'll be able to get Veers to spotter it, go with it when he needs.
Shawn moving up on top of that building there.
Yep.
Plenty.
He's got the range 4 shot. I think, is he just going to go into Death Troopers?
Okay.
Do you go into Death Troopers? I think you go into Death Troopers if you got it.
I feel like if you've got it, you take the shot, right?
Is this got a dice cam on it?
Yep.
You know, just pop the dice cam up. No, I'm not barraging because I moved,
Yep.
and so it would just be 4, but I have shells up, so I'm going to tap shells and just get a single cut.
So he moved and he's using his shells.
7.
Nice.
And that is everything hitting.
Wow.
Cover
So-
1, so it looks like 6 after cover.
Yeah, I'm outside of the. He saves 1.
And-
5.
Ooh, 5 saves.
Wow. So the unit leader's still alive.
Good.
Yep, 5 natural blocks.
Wow.
But we do
Man.
lose the DLT.
And you take another
Yeah, but you know what? So it's just a wall of soaking shots. Those Death Troopers, those red dice have been on point, but just unfortunate that they haven't really gotten their value. I think they killed like 1B1, and now they're down to just a unit leader.
Yeah.
And
it looks like we
which
pulled
just that unit leader is just food for Grievous's piercing gun too.
Oh, 100%.
think, well, that's the thing.
You know. Okay, so taking some measurements, seeing if we're going to be able to get a ranged 4 rocket shot at that tank.
I don't just want to stand by again. Let's keep it.
Don't stand by. I would take the shot and maybe back up. Like Keith was saying, hold the line. You know, I don't know.
I'm gonna do again.
Okay, which unit did you pull?
I pulled.
Oh, you pulled Trooper. Oh, Death Trooper or Trooper?
Just
Okay, gotcha.
I'm gonna do my aim and stand by.
He's doing an aim standby with the
I don't know.
troopers. I think they were out of range of the tank.
They were.
Interesting.
Yeah, they were out of range of the tank.
Oh, okay.
The tank moved so that it could get
Fair
range
enough,
for the Death
fair
Troopers,
enough.
but not the core.
Fair enough.
Okay, I'm gonna go with this unit here.
Looks like we got a droid unit in the back activating.
Yeah.
And it's going. That's the one that was displaced, so it looks like it's just going to start its march back up to where it used to be.
I have a feeling if I'm Shawn, I'm doing a lot of double moving this turn with those B1s. See if you can set them up to press the middle with Grievous on the next turn.
Yeah.
And
Get ready.
also, I think, and the thing about B1s is if you can keep all 6 of those activations alive, I think that you could very easily like daisy chain them so that you're back capping with 1 or 2 and still touching the middle with another 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't have that.
Yeah, and just prepare for a turn 4, turn 5, just crash into the center.
Yeah, and honestly, there's not going to be much else that's going to be there to delete them besides the ATST, which will probably kill like 1 activation per shot.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, not if he's standing by. He's got to get in there and take shots. Flying tank, says Dennis. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Isn't it silly?
They're gonna.
Man, I bet Empire players wish their tank can do that.
Do the one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, wasn't the Gavs up originally one version of it a hover tank? Why is ours a ground vehicle?
Yeah. Thanks, Disney. Come on.
Yeah. Come on, FFG, not knowing how to make pegs on their bases at that time. So it looks like Adam's going with his Stormtrooper unit with his
So this
Astromech.
can walk over this.
Yes, just can't end on top of it likely just because of the balancing issue.
But it can't walk over troopers.
It can if you want to displace them.
Right.
And it looks like he's starting to move this unit up.
Yep. Going with a double move there. More food for Grievous.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yep.
Okay,
Hmm.
go the guys under the bridge or under the thingy.
Yep.
Sorry. You don't have a dice cam up on this one?
Anyway, I'm pulling Trooper.
So Shawn has got a trooper coming up.
He's got the guys that are hidden back there.
Yep.
Yep.
It looks like they're just moving up into the corner right of that building.
Yeah. So still gonna be capping the objective, but maybe in range to do some range 3 shooting if he wants it.
Yep.
All right, so Veers pulled. Nice to finally get Veers pulled to spotter the ATST. if that's what he's going to choose to do. I hope so.
Yeah. Now, one thing I've been seeing this is I feel like 2 of his stormtroopers have been swapped into the wrong area. Because if you notice, the T-21 unit is the one that's in the back behind those pipes.
And the
I-
astromechs are the ones that are pushed forward.
Yeah, I would have preferred
So-
to have those swapped because right now that heavy weapon is not doing much.
Exactly. And it's like,
I mean, this is
Yeah.
half the game that it hasn't got a shot off yet.
right, you paid the points for it, but you're not using it. Same can be said for those frag grenades.
Yep.
Everything's got frag grenades, but it's I don't know how many games I actually see grenade shots being used.
Yeah,
and
like-
especially for
Yeah. Usually snow troopers, and that's about it. I mean, you don't see those very often nowadays.
no.
So it looks like Veers spotted and dodged. And now Shawn is going with a core unit. Just continuing to throw his guys into that building.
Yep. Shawn doing some surgery over there on those B1s.
Yeah. I
Playing
mean,
a game of operation in that building.
the building has a removable roof, which doesn't
I
help
don't-
when you put your units on the roof.
I'll tell you what. So yeah, I'll tell you what. We have one of those buildings in our community, and the roof is glued on. And I wish they left it removable because it's really hard to stick your hand under there.
Oh yeah, it's such a tight
We're-
space.
Yeah, we're always like using like deployment zone markers to mark the corners, and then like lifting up the building, moving stuff, and then putting it back. So I've actually never printed that building myself. I didn't realize that it had that removable roof. That's probably the way to go. Maybe magnetize it or something.
Yeah, we just let ours dry fit here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Nice.
it's got some tabs that hold it along the edges, and it just sits on there really nicely.
Moving up at him.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a move. So this is the. Just making sure I got my tokens right. Good. And these guys have moved. Two.
Now Adam's down to just the ATST, one Stormtrooper unit and a Death Trooper unit left to activate this
So
turn.
you go and take 6 shots at the Death Trooper, and you'll have.
And it looks like Shawn still has 1, 2, 3 droids, Grievous, and a tank left.
There it is.
And it looks like those B1s are pushing 1 crit onto that Death Trooper.
Oh, stops again. Open up.
Oh man, that Death Trooper is so resilient.
It's holding on. It's holding on.
Really doesn't want to die. It does not want to die. But that being said, Grievous has Pierce on his gun, so
Yeah.
as long as he gets that crit, it's dead.
Exactly.
So we got a Special Forces token being pulled. So is that the Death Trooper?
I believe so, 'cause it's the only special forces
rolls
there.
2 off again.
And 2
Rolls it off.
suppression being rolled off.
The question is, what's the play here?
What do you do with that?
I don't think it's worth shooting, but maybe like trying to run away or something. But I don't.
That's what
know.
that's what I would do.
Yeah,
Like I can hit you back, but I'm hitting you back with one.
One. Yes.
Don't do it.
Light cover, so you need a crit. Or into heavy there, but light is the lightest you can get to it.
So pretty much almost all the sides got. These guys have.
Yeah,
one
these
like
so
that.
these guys haven't, these guys haven't, these guys haven't. Tank hasn't, Grievous hasn't.
Yeah, so it looks like Shawn still has 6 more activations to go after this.
Five.
Right.
Five more to go.
yeah.
Yeah, losing both of those bike units that early is really put Adam in a tough spot.
Yeah.
I think they shot him.
He has to be very careful with his remaining units and what he does with them.
What if just pop around the corner and just like. I'll go after Grievous. We'll make it after
Okay, Adam making some decisions here. Really not in a great spot in general with those Death Troopers, so this is a tough call, and I totally get it.
Yeah, I agree. I do not like the position it's in.
Yeah, I think he's gonna maybe try to make it take a shot.
Yeah, over this way here, not over this way because it's taller than you. In that case, you'd have to clamber. So.
Oh man, how
Yeah.
disheartening would it be if he chose to clamber and then died?
Oh, that would be so sad.
And the lone unit leader falls and breaks his neck.
Yeah.
Oh man, going for the double move, interesting.
Yeah,
Wasn't expecting that.
Aggressive.
me neither. I doubt Shawn was either.
Alright. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's what it's doing, Shawn.
Well, Grievous will definitely kill that.
I don't know what sick master plan Adam has in his head, but clearly it's above my skill level
To
here.
die to Grievous.
Well, we're gonna
Scale
move
up, move,
And
lightsaber.
take our keys with us.
Scale up, relentless, then move.
So we're gonna take leaders, making sure the leader is. Oh, there he is. Okay, that's that unit. So he's gonna take.
Shawn doing some measuring. I think he's just gonna start moving B1s a little bit.
This is the unit of 5.
5-man unit.
We move over here, Adam,
Okay.
and we're going to shoot you.
Okay.
Looks like the B1s are moving up.
That's
Taking
unit
a shot.
of 6. Yep.
Light cover.
And yeah, I should take their tokens with them. These ones. So these guys have those. This guy has those. Sorry.
Now my guess is these guys are shooting that Death Trooper.
2. Yeah, and then 2.
Yeah, I figure why not, right?
Yeah,
What
just-
else are they gonna shoot?
Just take out another activation.
I think.
Yeah, if they can crit as hard as they did last turn, you never know.
These guys had 2.
And then that
Eventually,
frees.
that Death
I
Trooper's
don't know where the extra one from. Oh, the extra one's from these guys. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and then if they can get it, that would free up Grievous's gun to go against a different unit.
I'll spend the surge for just put it out.
Yeah, just the suppression on the.
Okay.
that's
So
good.
Shawn's spending a surge just to put a second suppression on that Death Trooper.
Okay.
Cool.
And it looks like Adam's going with his last core unit, so that will leave just his ATST to go.
Right. Is he gonna move them?
Nope.
Just sitting them there. Okay.
Aim, standby. Well, that unit is holding
Scoring,
the objective.
right? Yeah.
Yep. It's just at range 1 of that objective, getting him points.
Right.
But, yeah.
Gonna go with trooper yet. That's these 6 guys. I'm gonna go here. Remove 1 because they're in the cover, so they can only take that. And then they're going to spend.
It's another full B1 unit moving up into that building.
Yep.
I believe we can now officially term that position the bunker.
Yeah. All right. So the one thing to keep in mind, and I'm sure Shawn's very aware of this, but you do need to have line of sight to preserve your AI chain.
Boom.
Yes.
So there is a wall separating some of those B1s. Now does Shawn have an HQ uplink in his
sir.
list? I'm guessing he does.
Yes, he has
If as long as
one
I raise
HQ
one
uplink
back.
in this list.
I haven't used it yet.
Yep, and it's not used. Shawn, which unit has your HQ uplink?
Number 6, which just went.
So that unit that just moved back there is the unit with the HQ uplink.
Okay, so at least the blob that's inside of the bunker can get
So,
orders.
High level play, I actually displaced my HQ uplink so that it would shift back to be better used, so I didn't have to trigger it.
High level, Shawn with the clutch worlds level thought process there.
Displacing your own unit backwards so you can get your chain off.
Yeah, I've seen,
I had it,
which is
but I just
quite strange because I think your opponent gets to move your unit, not you.
Yeah, but
we
he
saw
displaced it with
saw
the
people trying
tank.
Yeah,
And displacing it with those tanks is its base is so big, and with displacement only being a speed 1 now, if you put it at the back part of the tank, you can't actually displace it forwards.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know we saw some cheeky plays in the very, very, very early days of Legion. I think before that rule was even clarified, where people were
These guys are
like displacing their rebel troopers with ATRTs in order to push them forward outside of their turns.
Yeah.
And then they quickly were like, okay, we need to add that to the RRG that your opponent moves your model.
Or you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
fire them.
So it looks like that ATST is moving up just behind that HH12 unit that's sitting there in the
So I
center.
could either try and
Okay.
obliterate that.
Please take a shot and don't stand by.
Please.
Do something. You paid 200 plus points for 225.
Okay.
225.
2 rainbows and 3.
Yep. So 5 white, 2 black, 2 red.
Now, is this a?
So this looks like a main gun and a mortar shot at range 4 into that unit of battle droids.
Okay.
Now he does have an aim from Veers.
No surge offense though. So
Yikes.
4 so far.
So it looks like we're sitting at 4, 3 crits and 1 hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure you're black. So
Here comes the aim. 1 more hit.
yes.
Okay.
Can't die.
Shawn celebrating that his unit can't be one shot.
However,
Why didn't I know it? Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. No. All right.
if you hadn't up the it's
Alright,
at
coming
the
in.
bills it might have been.
At least 2 saves.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
No saves.
No saves.
As expected, no
Let me just
saves.
slide all that white
Yep.
canvas.
So that
together.
should be 5 droids down.
That base. And you put a mortar in there?
Yeah.
Okay, so suppress some of that. There we go. Okay. So you are out now.
I am now out.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Let's need to measure your standby shenanigans here.
Bear with us, guys, if you're seeing any like freezing or lagging or anything. I think it is the internet over there at Shawn's house is, they're going through a storm right now. We've had these power outages and stuff before, and it's just the weather's been crazy. So
Yeah. They've also been doing a lot of maintenance on all the poles everywhere, so it's been kind of messing with some internet in some places.
My internet was out yesterday, and I had 3 Xfinity Comcast trucks in the street behind my house. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. The weather's been crazy.
All right, we're gonna go there.
Yeah.
And we are going to still see your troopers there. Sorry, I can only see these 2.
So it looks like Shawn's able to get a B1 shot off onto
only 2
two
guys. It's only 2 guys.
2 of the stormtroopers sitting in the middle.
Okay, nothing.
Nothing there.
Yep.
Now
Okay.
I think based on what I'm seeing here, we might not. Well,
Then
Shawn might be able to preserve his AI chain because I think that back unit on the one side of the wall could see the guys on the inside.
I think it can. I think he
Yeah.
left it so that it can see. And it's all Shawn right now because Adam is out
Yeah.
with activations.
4, yeah, 5, 6, yeah. Okay.
So just Grievous in the tank.
Grievous and tank, Grievous and tank, Grievous and tank. I'm trying to think of the order of operation here. I think I need to remove the standby first, so we're going to go with the tank. Okay.
So like Shawn's going to go with the tank, see if he can get rid of that standby so that he's able to dive in Grievous.
Mhm.
I definitely think that's the play. Because if you can get
Yeah.
Grievous in there and throw a 1-pip,
Yep.
lots of damage to be done.
I'll do it this way. Moving forward to not displace anybody, just
I
to
think you make it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
No. Clever positioning on Shawn's end, managing to not displace.
Yeah.
He's holding it up. So.
Yeah, I'll just move that for now. Okay. Don't trigger the standby. So that range 2. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and fire the shell into there. Okay.
And I do really like
So
what
I will
Shawn's
have,
done, leaving
shells
his
tacked on
AATs
both.
able to be removed from their base. I think anytime you're dealing with tanks, that's a really
The shell's coming in.
convenient thing to do, especially if you're dealing with the Imperial tank as well.
Yeah, like last week when I was playing with the Occupier, I've actually magnetized my tank, just drilled in some holes into the tracks and put some magnets in there so that it can come off its base.
Yeah, that's huge.
So it looks like we got 4 hits coming in after cover onto that
Yes,
Stormtrooper
no, it's-
unit
no,
in the
it's
middle.
Any
Okay.
tank, yeah.
So that will remove that standby, and we'll take out a single Stormtrooper.
Okay. And that just makes it even easier for Grievous to dive in, plink away that Death Trooper, and feel safe, probably to roll into a 1-pip next turn and blender up
Exactly.
the middle there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keeping in mind to the people that are just jumping in now, this is turn 3, so this is not a scoring round.
Okay, so Grievous is gonna go.
Grievous activating now. Kill up.
Yep.
Probably move in contact with that Death Trooper, I'm guessing.
Just past the Death Trooper first.
Going past it.
Yeah, so he's going to
Past
scale
it.
and move past it, and I think he's going to try to shoot his gun at it.
Interesting.
So that will shoot
Interesting.
here.
I mean, if you're going to kill that Death Trooper, no point shorting yourself any movement either way you do it. So Keith Reed's coming in here asking why that shot removed a standby. Whenever you take a suppression token, you have to remove all standbys that unit has.
Yeah.
So any
Snap with a critical. That's 3 into your Stormtroopers.
So Grievous
Mhm.
rolls in 3 crits
Whoa!
into here.
into the Stormtrooper unit with the HH-12. This is 3 crits
Okay,
with
not
Pierce
even
1,
caring about that lone Death Trooper.
and that's 3 dead
And
Stormtroopers.
then I'm actually just going to move into base contact
Wow.
with the Death Trooper. So they don't die.
And now he's basing the Death Trooper. Okay. So that
Okay.
HH-12 is gone. That unit is down to just its leader, and Grievous is now in base with the Death Trooper.
Interesting.
And that's
That was a massive shot.
turn.
Yeah. Well, Shawn just setting the pace this whole game, just stomping, I think, right now. Really, really disgusting.
Yeah. He's up 3 activations. Adam's got 2 activations that have 1 model left in them. Adam is up on points right now, so he's got that going for him.
Yeah.
So Adam, just give you stock of this. It's a 3-man squad.
So I'm curious to see what Shawn's command card is going to be. I'm thinking maybe he doesn't play the 1-pip this turn, but if he did, it does give him disengage.
Yeah, so we've seen Grievous's 2 and 3 as well as Assault.
Removing one,
Yeah, maybe
not
go
two.
push here.
And
That's what I'm
removing
thinking.
One on the Death
Yeah.
Trooper, or did he have 3?
Oh, no,
Yeah,
yeah,
so you remove that. There you go. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, just gotta grab that.
All right, let me go ahead and remind everyone, if you like the 3D printed terrain that you're seeing on this table, that terrain is coming from Imperial Terrain. And if you guys have 3D printers of your own and you want to head on over to Imperial Terrain, we have a coupon code you guys can use. So Legion Academy, single word, no space, will get you 15% off any of your STL purchases for the next 2 weeks. Head on over there and pick up some new stuff if you guys haven't been there in a while. I definitely have a lot of cool stuff going on my channel. I've been running 2 printers just on top, making tons of stuff. Yeah, Legion Academy, one word on Imperial Terrain. That's a 15% off coupon code. You also want to remind everyone that these mats are sponsored by Deep Cut Studios. So we've got some really cool looking mats donated to our and I think they look great. So really nice stuff from both of those companies. So check them out, guys.
Yeah, definitely. These mats are super nice to play on, and I can definitely say Imperial Terrain stuff looks amazing.
Yes, for sure. All right, let's. Are the players ready with command cards?
I believe they are.
It's
So this is going into turn 4, and whenever they are ready.
Now remember, guys, this is a scoring round for intercept the transmissions.
Yep.
So this turn is important, and currently Adam is in the lead. We'll see if he can preserve that lead. Keeping in mind, all 3 of the vehicles on the table cannot score on this objective, so they're there just to do damage.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think we're ready to go.
Yep. All right, and here they go. And it looks like it is a Grievous 1 pip versus coordinated fire.
Okay.
Right, so the key with that to keep in mind is that Grievous actually gains disengage off of this command card, so it doesn't matter that he's engaged with that Death Trooper. He is still free to leave at speed 2. And without that keyword, he would have had to be forced to withdraw or maybe just kill that Death Trooper to do anything. Yeah. So leave that engagement. So
Ben coming in here. If you guys haven't taken a listen, Dice Time has their intro in 1 episode up on Legion Academy's YouTube page, and they will be having another episode coming out this Sunday, so be sure to check them out as well.
I get disengage here. I'm going to do my...
those guys, Ben and Bob, they're friends. Known them for a little bit now, and we're definitely happy to support them, and their show is really fun, so...
Yeah. There we go.
Just let people catch up, make sure they're in the comments.
Sorry, guys. We just had a internet spike there. But we are back. You guys haven't missed any of the action. We got the players to pause for a minute.
Let's just make sure they're back in. Just get somebody to type in chat, make sure they're back up.
So if you guys are back with us, let us know in chat. And once we've given everybody a couple minutes to jump back in, we'll be good to carry on.
Yeah, I don't know if we're back yet. I think it still says we're having trouble on the Facebook side.
Does it?
Oh, maybe not.
Hey, there's Keith saying he's here. Perfect.
There you go. Okay, cool.
Perfect.
Right, so it's Grievous.
All right. Well, can't do anything about the internet connection, guys. Sorry about that, but here we are. So I think Shawn electing to just dive right in with Grievous right off the bat.
It looks like Grievous is coming in first. And it looks like he's coming for that lone stormtrooper unit leader.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay. Well, we're going to...
that puts him pretty much in range of most things.
So what we're going to do is we're going to lightsaber him, annihilator pistol here, okay? Because I'm just going to go to a single lightsaber at you. And it's 2 black, and let me get another black guy. It's okay. Alright, so single lightsaber swing coming into your lone guy. Okay.
Enough to pierce him and kill the
Single lightsaber
stormtrooper.
scene.
Yep. So there goes that one.
Hey, whoa, Jeff, come
Yeah.
on. Come on. It's okay. Let him.
Adam wants to roll his dice.
Sorry, I just got.
It's also Pierce 1, so.
Okay. So Adam rolls 2 blocks, pierced down to 3 blanks.
There you go. Then I'm going to do an Annihilator pistol here. I believe this is suppressive. No, it's not a suppressive weapon. They ended around shooting is suppressive. So here's the Annihilator, which is 2 black and a white. Or 2 black and 2 white, rather. This is coming in there. They do have heavy cover. I do have crit 1, so just be 1 crit.
So it looks like 1 crit coming through from the Annihilator onto the astromech unit behind
It's Pierce as
the
well.
blocks.
Which is a pierce. Yep. So that's a dead model.
Yep.
Suppression.
And now we're going to see a Grievous bomb.
And I think he's really only going to hit the ATST in that squad.
This is a suppressive
Yep.
weapon. Yeah. Let's go here.
3 suppression hurt. Ooh.
Ooh. So that's 4 hits.
Like,
3 hits and a crit
will
into.
they end up with heavy? Because they're already.
It's heavy cover. Yeah, so they go
Yep.
away.
Yep. So
So
2. 2 after the cover.
Very nice. But they do
Okay,
take
2 saves, so no damage because no pierce on that one. But that unit's at
Right.
3 suppression now.
And then into
Ouch.
your ATST.
Yeah.
For nada.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're not.
Yeah, so 1 crit from impact onto the ATST.
Okay. Well, that doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
But
I mean, there's 11 health on that thing,
mhm.
so feels it safe. Down to 10. We only got 2 turns after this one, so I mean 3 turns. There's potential to drop an ATST, but you'd have to push everything into it.
Yeah. I think Shawn really, really needs to leverage clearing off the middle if he wants to win here, though.
I agree.
But, man, if those stormtroopers hang out, the middle gets tied, and then it's still a game.
Yeah.
Here's concede.
Also, Veers can double move. I wonder if that will put him in range to
The nice
score.
thing is it closed in on some of your bigger weapons, like some of your weapons, not all of them.
I have a feeling we're just going to see the tanks just start doing some moving. I don't even think they need to shoot this turn.
Everything else can.
Yeah. Veers
Yeah.
might be able to double move, but the ATST might have to get out of his way.
Oh, that's true. Thanks, Jake. Wasn't thinking that at all.
Yeah, it's very likely.
That would be there.
Jace, I'm just going to step away for a minute.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
Oh, I mean,
Sounds
totally get
good,
it
Joe.
done, but- Yeah, whatever. Because I could try and pot shot Grievous and do a thing. But it won't be enough to do.
Thanks, Ben. We always try to give everybody a good show here. If you guys didn't hear that when we cut out, apparently we cut out right as we were doing our plug. But check out Dice Time on the Legion Academy Legion Academy YouTube channel if you can. They have a new episode coming out Sunday.
It'll make an interesting one later on, but
So it looks like Veers is double moving up in front of this ATST. Interesting play.
That guy can reach. That guy can likely reach.
So Shawn's got a lot of units that he can choose to go with. You just got to decide which ones does he want to save till after Adam is finished activating. Because Adam's only got 4 more activations left this turn.
we have 4. Yeah, there's two. Forgot.
Oops, sorry, jeez.
Poor Death Trooper. Why do you hate the Death Trooper?
Alright, I'm gonna go.
Thanks, Robert. Yeah, we are. We're trying to do our best with these internet issues, and we're hoping that for the whatever you guys are all still able to see, that you're still able to have a good time joining us for some Legion tonight.
Just need to be able to measure that.
So it looks like Shawn's taking a unit of B1s and trying to move up behind some of this cover as he advances towards the middle.
So what I'm gonna do
Now he
is
might be
I'm gonna-
trying to see if he can get into scoring range this turn. So it looks like that unit of B1's double moved up here.
Had to, yep.
Yep. Getting into scoring. So it's now currently 2-1 for the CIS on that middle intercept point. And Adam has pulled his Death Trooper.
One more special roll. Oh, one more. Still fine.
So-
Still got 2 actions.
Death Trooper doesn't rally. And it looks like it's pulling back.
To live.
It's pulling back to live, but how likely is that now with Grievous still there?
Second action.
Shooting Grievous.
Okay. Yep. Give it a shot.
Okay, so we got a Death Trooper taking a single die shot into Grievous, rolling a hit.
Grievous.
So that'll be suppression.
Alright.
Grievous is just taking it, and Grievous will save. All right.
Grievous
Yep.
doesn't care. Sorry about that, Jace. What did I miss?
Well, a unit of B1's double moved up into the intercept point. The Death Trooper
Uh-huh.
moved into it, took a shot at Grievous, and Grievous blocked.
Okay.
So currently, right now, it is now 2-2 for units on the center intercept point this turn.
Yeah, this is just Shawn's game to win at this point. I think he just needs to start moving B1s to the middle, and there's nothing that's going to get through all of them.
So I'm gonna attack your.
There's
Death
just-
Troopers.
Yeah, you got so many bodies that
Yep.
an ATST can't shoot them all down. So
Yep.
this looks like it's a tank shooting into the Death Trooper.
Barrage, yep.
Yep, 2 hits after cover,
Saves.
so 2 saves.
And that Death Trooper doesn't want to die.
Yep, and round 2.
And it's 2 after cover again.
So another full hit after heavy cover.
There we go.
And the Death Trooper
There's the
is
fail.
down. Yep,
Eventually, it's got to fail saves. Yep.
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 And that is another unit down for the Imperials.
Massive point loss on attrition there. Shawn really swinging
There
this
he is.
game in his favor at this point. I mean, none of his stuff has died. It's all very healthy.
For posterity.
I love the ATST turning his head to just.
Great. So I'm gonna throw aim.
Did you see this?
Yeah.
I said the wrong thing here. It's not suppression. Sorry. Okay, so I can do 3.
You can
Twin
do.
blaster, twin light, and concussion.
Well, you can still shoot your 4th if you want to tap Vice and put a 4th year mortar somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I can't aim.
So it looks like Adam's going with the ATSD and just figuring out where he's going to throw all of his
Oh, wait,
different
why can't
weapons.
Why can't you aim? You have 2 actions.
Oh,
Shoot
because
your
I can.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So
Because it doesn't say anything about taking, yeah. So, yeah.
right, because it's its own, but it's there.
So aim, got it. Cool. And
Aim.
shooting 3 at Grievous, and where's the other one going?
We're gonna try for this lonely.
Yep, single guy. Cool.
Okay.
So it looks like the
you're gonna
main
go for
gun,
the
the 88, and the grenade launcher are going to shoot into Grievous, and the mortar is going to go into the single battle droid that the ATST took most out from last turn.
Ooh, there's a crit.
And that is 1 crit into
Alright.
that droid.
He's got a surge, and so I got
You
yeah.
ain't.
Oh, he's down.
And Shawn has finally lost an activation.
All right.
A lot of judgment
Alright.
there, Jace. Okay.
36 points destroyed.
That's a start. Yeah, and man, those
All right,
naked
and then
D1s,
all the
just,
dice
They're
for
so
who
cheap.
cares?
It's insane.
Yeah, like
Right?
36
all the
points.
dice.
Like,
This is a lot of dice.
Oh.
Oh man.
that's what I was thinking 2 weeks ago when I played Mike.
So he has light
Uh,
covered, which
Turn
is
one,
the-
I
he
like
actually
two
gets
shot a
cover
B1
from-
droid off the table, and I was like,
Droids
yes.
As
Oh
soon
wait,
as
it's
I,
36
hit him
points.
with the death trooper,
My
I'm like,
mortar
Yeah.
for my Imperials costs more than that.
Right.
All right, big roll coming in the Grievous.
All right, and
Big
here comes the
roll.
big roll from the ATST.
It doesn't have surge. Love that Hammers pilot. So 4 so far.
Oh
Definitely
man.
re-roll your red, Adam.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So we're only looking at 4 with 3 surges. Unfortunately, it doesn't surge.
And
because you
look
need fights.
look at all that damage left on the table by not taking the Hammers pilot.
Exactly.
It's just-
Goes down to 4.
I hate that.
Goes down to
Me
3.
too. That's why I just can't justify not having that Hammers pilot.
Exactly.
It's light cover,
Exactly.
so the 5 goes down to 4. I spent a dodge. There it is. Yep.
So light cover and a dodge. Grievous is rolling for 3 with surge to defense from block.
Yeah.
Grievous takes 1.
Grievous will take 1 wound.
And he certainly does not care about that.
No, not at all. I think that's his
You don't-
first wound of the game too.
Yeah. The only factor is
Okay.
going to be suppression, but
this
really,
is-
how many more things are going to actually be able to shoot at him?
Okay.
Yeah, Adam only has 2 units left to go with.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to run out this unit of guys here.
And Shawn's just continuing his advance of B1 battle droids towards the center.
Yep, and this is what you do. You just hide them early, and then you win the objective late because you outnumber your opponent. That's the classic CIS strategy. And Shawn definitely leveraging it to his advantage perfectly here.
That's just a
Yep.
unit of 3. So they're going to tuck over here.
You don't want to give droids away in the early stages of the game, but in the late game, you just win the attrition war.
Yep.
3 scoring for me now.
Okay, so Shawn now has 3 units sitting in that middle intercept.
Yeah.
Roll off 1.
So Adam rallies 1 off of his astromech unit.
even though it's the bubble.
Yeah, so it's your courage is fine, but it's the single action because you are equal to your courage level. Yeah.
Yeah, so
it
Shawn
was,
explaining he's not panicked, but he still only gets 1 action for being
now, let me
suppressed.
give you a-
Yeah.
You have free action. You can heal that 1 damage if you like.
Oh, from this?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. For it's a free. That's a free one. I'm just saying it's not a.
Well, see, that's the thing. So right now you're sitting 3. I can run around and do 2. But that's the best I can do is 2.
Yeah, you're well. This guy's currently not even scoring.
Right. Oh yeah.
So you need this to be 2, or at this point you could do something else with it because you won't have enough bodies.
Well, because that's the thing. Like, even if I run around, you still have me beat.
Yes, currently, yes, yes.
So there's no point in trying to get it.
No, you
So
want
I
to do
need
something
something
else.
else.
This provides you heavy cover, so you're in a good spot. If you are working to move, this provides you light cover, so just keep that in mind as well.
Right. So I could try and like get Grievous. and just
Yeah, Tyler, that definitely could have been a possibility. However, I think if Grievous had based the Death Trooper at that point, he would have been out of pistol range of that other Stormtrooper unit that he wanted to shoot at.
Yes, I would have been.
So I believe that was Shawn's reasoning for that.
Well, we'll see if we can wear him down.
Roger that. So I'll have light cover, just from suppression. I don't get the cover from this.
We'll do this just because there's a good
Yeah,
chance
yeah, fair
they're
enough.
going to die.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
So
So
it looks like Adam is shooting those
okay.
3
Heal
Stormtroopers.
first.
Yeah, so he's healing the ATSD and then shooting his 3 Stormtroopers into Grievous, who has light
I
cover.
don't get this.
No, but no, you get
Okay.
Just 1. You can only ever have 1 from suppression. Yes. Okay.
Light cover, and the Stormtroopers blank out.
Yeah. Yikes.
Okay.
Well, the ATST is certainly
Uh,
not going
my
to
tank.
die, and I don't think Shawn's too worried about it. He could kill it with lightsabers on the next couple of turns, but does he need to? No, he probably just needs to kill those stormtroopers and really just totally
Or
take
Veers. Even just
Yeah.
go for Veers.
So I'm
Yeah.
going to.
Yeah. So it looks like Shawn's going with one of his other tank.
I'm going to go here
Mhm.
with a barrage. You'll have heavy cover.
Okay, he's barraging.
Barraging now.
Yeah, barraging that unit again.
For 2.
So
Oof.
2 after heavy cover again.
Barrage is so nasty.
Yeah, and
Take 2.
ooh, 2
Oh,
dead stormtroopers.
Barrage again.
Man,
There's only 2 models left there.
there's some crits.
Yeah, but the other 2 were hit, so it's still
yeah.
just 2 coming through.
They are toast.
And that is the
Gone.
exact same roll. Another blank and surge, and that unit is gone.
At this point, I think it is mathematically impossible for Adam to win. But, you know,
Your back unit.
Yeah, I don't see much of a way.
because like Veers by himself is not going to kill enough B1 bodies.
At least.
So the ATST can maybe delete 1 activation per shot if it's lucky. It's not going to kill Grievous.
Dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to.
Yeah, and Shawn's just going to start flooding up with bodies now.
Oh, yeah. Why not? And those tanks just relentless.
Yeah, Barrage is just so nasty, and those red
Yeah.
dice are just so reliable with that critical too.
Mm-hmm.
Just the ability to get minimum 2 hits through cover every time for twice.
Man, does Shawn just get cocky and dive Grievous into the backcappers?
I mean, you
Just-
honestly
just for
could.
the beams.
You could do that and just send a B1 unit and engage Veers and keep him trapped.
Because if you keep one lone B1 behind that wall, who cares if it has AI?
Exactly.
It's like, whatever, just leave it hanging.
Yeah, you just keep it tucked in that corner, out of sight from that ATST.
Yep.
So 5, 3, 6. That was a double move there. These guys are going to come tuck here and take a dodge. There. And then these guys who are stuck because they can't move are going to have to trigger AI attack. You know, I'm just gonna cohere this dude just there to keep that coherence, and then I'll just keep that chain going that way. I think that's fine. These guys literally can't do anything. I don't even think they can reach. They cannot. So that will be it for me.
And that looks like it for this turn. So that is a scoring turn.
So,
And
so
Shawn easily winning the center point this time, with both sides also
you'll
keeping
now
their own
have
back
three,
points.
and I'll have now
Right.
3.
So it is now a tie game, 3-3. Tie game. Now remember, on the final turn of the game,
Grievous has
the objectives are essentially worth double points.
Yes.
So really, yeah, it's like it's all in for the last round when you're tied here. But I think Shawn really has the potential to just actually go for the 3 cap if he wants it. He doesn't even need to win. He can, and if he threatens it, you just cause your opponent to scramble so hard that there's no possible way that they can win.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty nasty. I'm definitely giving this game to Shawn at this point, but we'll let these guys play it out, you know?
Where's token 1, Adam?
Yeah. Yeah,
What do you think, Chase?
I have to agree with you. I mean, losing those bikes so early on without having much damage done didn't help, and just that T21 just sitting out, not having taken a shot yet this game. Same as that HH12, just none of those heavies have taken a shot. ATST's only shot half the turns. The Imperials just haven't been able to bring the firepower they normally are able to bear to try to eliminate some of those B1s from being able to just rush forward this turn.
And I got to be honest, frankly, it's the list. It's like there's 4 frag grenades. There's never been a grenade throw in this game. There's a Vice ATST, and it's not even like really doing what it's supposed to do. And how many times do we see like 3 hits have to go away because they were surges, right?
Yeah, just having a Hammers pilot.
Yeah, just guys, play the Hammers pilot. Like if you're playing the ATST, play the Hammers pilot. It's not year 1 anymore. I don't know how many times I could say that, but it's all right.
Yeah. So the guys are all, looks like they're all ready
2,
for turn
three.
5.
3-man unit.
They got their cards
Yep.
down.
Then we have 1, 2,
They just
3,
look
4,
to
5,
seem to
5-man
be
unit,
showing where all the
6-man
different
unit. Yeah,
B1
I have them
units
facing
are.
in directions here. Right? So this is 6. Here's 5. Here's 3. Yeah. What I'll do even for you, Adam, because at this point it's not, the numbers don't mean anything to you. I'll put down that so that you'll know there's a 3-man unit.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, then there'll be a 5-man unit and then a 6-man unit. Okay, there you go. And then these guys will have to just live with 2s and 4s, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, ready to go. Cool.
All right, here comes the cards. And it looks like we got ambush for Shawn versus pin down.
Interesting pin down play. I like it. Pin down
yeah.
is like cool on
I'm
Vice
going to
because of his ability to split fire, but I don't think it's going to really matter at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, yes,
All right, so what I'm going to do is
it's like, oh, you could disrupt the B1 chain, and then they have to
Yeah.
AI and whatever.
So I actually
Yeah,
have
but at
But-
this point, there's already 3 of them in range of the center objective.
AI
Yeah,
account,
so
if
it's-
you want to just give that a riffle, then that'll be my stack.
So, and it looks like
Cut it or whatever.
so Shawn's only giving out 1 order.
Yeah, I
He
didn't
just
tell
doesn't
that.
care. He's like, I'll keep my AI.
Yeah, and it looks
Is
like he's
his
just
order
giving it
just
to
on
Grievous.
I had to move.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
sure. Doesn't
Um,
matter.
Okay, so aggressive tactics on him. Fantastic. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dodge and then move into. And notice where I moved in.
So you're on
Sure.
yours and
Yes.
just beyond right.
Just beyond the arc. Yes.
Yeah. Tyler, that's fair, but to do that in 2 turns is going to be very difficult. Did he get into melee with Veers?
Yeah, so Grievous jumped into melee with Veers
Oh,
and also got out of arc of the ATST.
Oh my gosh! Ouch, man. So Shawn just going for the
Okay,
tabling
I
at this
did
point.
generalize last
Why
time,
not?
so I have to-
Yep.
Yeah, you have to recover this turn. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, what's funny about that is in the new like rules document for tournaments, like have it
All right,
with the
well,
new
you're coming
margin
with
of
us,
victory rules, like tabling is actually to your
I have a
advantage.
roll.
Yeah,
Why
it-
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like if you got an advantage, keep pushing.
spiral. Yeah. Oh, nasty.
Ooh, Grievous.
Just 3. I have surge,
Ooh.
but
Spend it.
I'm going to choose to not spend it.
So he's not spending the surge, saving it in case he needs it for defense. So Grievous took a dodge and then he moved here.
Yeah.
So you have
Just one.
yes, but I have Pierce.
So Veers
Yeah.
will make 1 save, but
Oh,
that'll
Pierce
go away from Pierce,
3.
and that's Veers at 3 wounds.
Yep. So Veer's likely dead next turn if
Yeah.
he wants it.
Yep. And I mean, there's
Ah.
besides that, there's nothing else for Adam to push to the center. His back unit of stormtroopers needs to hold his back objective.
Yeah.
Why are you
Yeah.
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 Just
All right,
nasty.
well, I'm going to attempt to do
Yeah.
everything I can to this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna choose how you're gonna split, and you didn't recover though, correct?
Well, I would have to do so.
That's correct.
I haven't yet, so
Yeah.
I would have to do so to reuse it.
Spending an action, or
Yeah, I guess already.
yeah, it's up to you. I mean, you still have arsenal 2, so you could always take an aim and 2 weapons.
Right.
Because you're not shooting. Well, potentially you have the mortar. Yeah, exactly. You can recover him and then shoot all 4 and do whatever you want with them.
So that's the thing, even because even with numbers, I can't.
Looks
take
like
the
Adam's
numbers.
debating between whether he wants to recover and then shoot all his weapons with the ATSC, or if he just wants to take an aim and shoot with his 2.
3.
Did
Yeah,
see? I would
So
have
I can't take
just
those 3.
man. I literally would have
If I were to
not
shoot anything,
activated
my uplink
and
unit,
spotted
this is
with
the unit that
with
matters,
Veers.
so-
Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
not gonna
I don't think Veers is gone
Still
yet.
spotter in melee.
Yeah.
I'll aim, and then I'll arsenal.
Yeah.
Aim, arsenal 2,
Yeah,
right?
it's-
Not recovering device. Okay.
Because again, I can't.
Yeah.
So it looks like Adam's
And then
decided
arsenal, are you
to
putting
aim
both?
and
Are
then
you
just
putting
shoot
the
with 2
twin-
weapons.
Are you putting the triple rainbow into here, or?
I think I kind of have to because it is
Yeah.
a big one.
Yep, triple
I'm
rainbow.
gonna get
Yeah.
everyone else.
Just aim, shoot the triple rainbow,
And I don't even think I can cover.
hmm
'Cause I got-
No.
and he's
Yeah,
caught
you
some
got-
droids
you
with
got
no
4
cover.
Out of 2
So-
in, but 4 out. So
Yeah.
So I mean, hopefully he can maybe take out another B1 Baldroid unit, but
Shooting with the HQ uplink unit, so.
shooting at the uplink unit, but there's only one turn left after this. So and they're already in range of that objective, so AI isn't going to hurt them that bad.
Right.
Oh! Good thing you got an 8.
Not the greatest roll you could hope for.
4?
Yeah,
4.
man. Every time I see those surges, I cry a little.
One more rainbow. Because you, like, I think you missed one red dice.
Oh, I didn't miss red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
So
roll
Sean
that
pointing
red
out he
dice.
missed a red dice, so we got
Roll
one more
that
red
before
dice
you
coming
do
in
your
here
reroll.
as well.
There you go. So count that
Okay.
and then roll.
So we're actually at 5, and now with the aim, nothing more from the aim.
Alright, so can't wipe them out.
Yeah.
I saved
And
2. Whoops, I rolled too many dice. Because he didn't hit 6. I have to reroll that. I saved 9.
Is that the whole squad? Or is that
Nope.
still-
There's one man left in that
it's
squad.
even worse.
Yep.
Man,
There's
what a
two-
bummer.
Yep. There's 2 droid, or no, yeah, just one droid unit now sitting with one man left in it.
Yeah.
Yep. Not quite.
Now
enough
he's
to-
still got a mortar shot.
5,
Oh no,
9.
he didn't. He didn't recover
Yeah.
vice.
Nope, he
This
didn't
is
recover
ju-
vice.
Shoot. And imagine if that was 2 aims with a search fire. That would have been a
Right?
dead
Oh,
activation.
that would have been
Come on.
amazing. Yeah.
I have both shells up. So what I'm going to do is, well, I guess I have to draw. Sorry, I might not be able. I think I'll be pulling droids for a while actually.
Sean's going to his stack, pulling some AI droids.
Gonna go with the guy you just shot. Okay. I do not recover. But what I'm going to do is dodge.
Did it not have a face up? Does he not have to AI the ATST?
Yeah.
I forgot about AI. I'm
Yeah.
gonna shoot you.
So he's going to shoot his AI.
No.
Mhm.
Now I'm gonna
the,
move.
the single droid fails its shot and
You
is now running
literally
away.
said AI and then you said that anyway.
Sean was already assuming his AI was going to miss.
There you go. Okay. That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. It's my weakest activation. I have a bunch of AI this time.
And Adam
Look at
is
the bag and Veers.
Adam-
Oh, blast, jeez.
Adam pulls
Hoping
his
it would be
stormtrooper
worse.
unit, leaving Veers as his last activation.
Yikes. Okay.
Yeah, being down to 3 is just so rough when Sean's still at 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just being able to go with 5 activations after your opponent is out.
Standard Adam dodge.
Yeah.
Dodge. Gotcha. Pull. Trooper. All right. I'm gonna go with the
So another potential AI.
5-man unit. No, I will go with the. I'll go with the guys back here. Actually, we're gonna speed 1. Leader.
So it looks like Sean's probably going to try to take this unit and start marching it around the back since he's unable to move past his tank there. Probably try to use that unit to come back and hold his back objective so we can send that other unit that's in the building holding it now forwards to come reinforce the middle.
Make sure I'm currently holding that. Oh, for days. Okay. Yep, that's it for me. You know what? Yes, because he had no range. It had no ability to AI attacks. Couldn't AI with that one.
Yeah.
Surprise. Yeah, so sorry.
Just in case you don't. You know what? I'm gonna punch Grievous in the back of the head.
Oh, you're not disengaging, got it.
No.
Okay.
Is
fair
that-
enough.
So
Yeah.
Veers is
I'm gonna aim.
going to aim
Yep,
and punch Grievous.
Okay.
Veers is
three-
Veers is
Okay.
doing his last stand.
Two black.
His last stand here.
Just out of pride,
Have one.
trying to punch
Yeah.
a robot.
1 black so far, 2 black.
Wow. All right, I'm going to dodge one.
Grievous sending his dodge, and Grievous will take a
Oh,
second wound.
got him. Right in the kisser.
Yeah. Only 6 more to go.
All right, pull. I pulled trooper.
And now Sean can just continue his horde of AI.
All right,
Weapons.
5 dice at you.
Just throwing
And by
throwing
that
this
you have your
DATS to
No.
Yep.
nothing.
Nothing.
And then just gonna move up.
Yeah, just move up, get some heavy cover, get closer to that objective token.
Yeah. I think next turn, no matter what happens, Grievous alone probably kills Veers, and then
Yep, and then there's nothing to
nothing-
test in the middle.
nothing to get them in the middle, really.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 guys. Do. And that's them with 5, and then 3, and then 1. Which is this guy. Okay. That's that. Yeah, it's me.
Shawn pulls a
Okay.
tank. We're gonna see what one of the AAT does this time. Short of AI attack on the ATST.
So we're going to.
Now the tank does have its shells up this turn, so it can move up.
Both have shells.
Yeah, both tanks have shells up this turn. So it can move up and fire a 7-die attack still.
That's what we'll do.
Alright, tapping the shells into the ATST.
So it's impact 1, critical 3.
We'll take 4.
And that'll be 4 crits coming into the ATST.
Nice save.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
And the ATST will save 3 of those.
Wow. So that thing is just gonna hold out.
Yep, that ATST is not going to go down.
No.
Not lightly, anyway.
Sean shooting at it because why not? But I mean, it's just a pride thing right now. That thing will not die.
3-man squad.
Yep, I mean, he has nothing else to shoot at.
2 to 2.
Right.
Yes.
There
Nope.
we go.
AI attack droids fail on the ATST again.
We're just gonna recohere here and just keep ourselves real tight at 3. That's fair.
That's that.
And I believe Shawn has 1 more unit of
2.
droids and a tank left.
Droids?
Mhm.
So here's the last unit of droids, and then he's just got that snow-based tank left after this.
Do I just stay in there?
Well, the leader's up here, so he's short of AI attack. Okay, Adam, let's just do this. I'm just going to lift this real quick, and can you just take out all those droids for me? Thank you. That's 1. I'm just going to go as tight as I can.
So these droids are probably just going to double move towards the objective.
Oh, right, there's the-
Just to guarantee that the ATST can't knock out a unit and have it tie. Which is already very unlikely, but
Okay, that's that. So it's a 6-man unit, a 3-man unit, 5-man unit. These guys are within range back here. I just want you to confirm
yeah.
that. Or you got that? Okay, good. Cool. And then it's just tank.
and it looks like the last tank now will be the last activation of this turn.
This is showing up here. There it is.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, so we're just going to AI attack. We're going to do shells. Smack that ATST.
That will be 3.
So a tank AI attack, putting 3 more crits into the ATST.
Two more saves.
And that'll be 2 more saves, so only 1 more wound taken by that ATST.
Wow, that
I'll
ACS is
just,
really
I'll
resilient.
just recover.
Yeah, it's still holding out at 9.
Just recovering.
Yeah.
There's my second action.
And Shawn's just recovering his shells. And that is the end of turn 5.
You're gonna take this.
All right. Wow. Pretty bloody turn yet again. Although that ATST weathering the storm pretty well. I think for sure this
Yep.
is Sean's game.
I have to
no
agree with you
one's
there.
disputing that at this point,
Yeah.
but we'll have a real quick turn 6, get through the 3 activations, and then they can math it out all the game.
And we have just had the handshake. Adam is conceding,
Okay. Adam
and that is the
conceding.
game.
Right. Fair enough. Well, it's a really good game, though. A fun game to watch.
Yeah,
For
the Imperial
sure.
forces deciding retreat is the better part of valor and deciding to book it off with their ATST while it's still alive and functional.
I get it. Hey, it's a financial victory for the Empire.
Yeah. Troops are easy to train. The ATST is expensive to build.
Right. Exactly. All right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for the 14 of you who are still sticking with us to the end. Really appreciate that. Thanks to the players, Adam and Shawn, for putting on a nice show for us tonight. Really good. I love seeing vehicles on the table. And stay tuned for tomorrow's a big day for Legion. Not only do we have the Gen Con tournament online, which Shawn will be playing in with this list, but also we're getting a stream with some new reveals. So hopefully, maybe we'll see new products. Maybe we'll just finally get to see what Maul and Anakin actually do.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find out what that brown card is.
Yeah,
So,
I'm intrigued about that.
For sure. And you know what? Just going based off of like watching the Armada and X-Wing stuff, they've been following the streams with like a quick article drop. So maybe we'll get our Inferno Squad article and stuff. But anyway, guys, remember Imperial Terrain's giving out that Legion Academy coupon code. And also special thanks to everyone who was hanging out here. And anything else you want to add before we end it?
Nope, nothing else to add. We just got a scene of all of our patrons. We're just going to run that quickly. If you want to, you can check out Legion Academy patron. I think it's also going to be on your guys' new website, right? You'll have a link there once it's built.
Yes.
Yep. Check out that. Check out the new website once it's built, and we're just going to run that right now. So that is it. We got 2 more last plugs. First of all, please feel free to check out Deep Cut Studios, who provide us with these mats. They are awesome. They are great. Please check them out. Also, as Joe said, check out Imperial Terrain, Legion Academy. One word, no spaces, is the code. Tune in on Tuesday. I believe you guys are doing the podcast.
Yep.
Yep.
Doing a cast tomorrow, Tuesday. Yep.
So everybody tune in Tuesday for the podcast and next Thursday for the hobby cast. And of course, join us back next Friday for Friday Night Fights again. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. I'm Jace.
I'm Joe.
And
Have a good weekend.
Yep, we're signing out.
Finish and then end back.